Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please give a warm welcome to the host of the Happy Hour, Chris Lane Sr.
And hello to you, my friends. Welcome to the Happy Hour with Chris and friends. And you guys are my friends, so thanks for being here. And that was myself and Tremor Bear doing our latest. And I got to tell you, I'm super proud of that one. It really, I was very happy with how that one turned out. And that was the first time T Bear and I had worked together. And he, thanks for ruining my stream or my thought stream, not my stream. Every other fucking week, I forget to turn that thing off. Well, I'll deal with it in a minute. But hey, as I was saying about that song, Trimmer approached me and said, "Hey, got this idea for a song. Got a couple lyrics, kind of some of the chorus things. What do you think?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm all over it." And wrote the rest of the lyrics and tweezed up one he had done a little bit, and just it really was what a collaboration should be all about. And super happy with the video too, which I mean, I 100% honesty, I half-assed it on my end in that we're I had something in mind and we didn't really talk about it, but the things ended up melding very well. The song is about depression and just and feeling enclosed in your room and knowing that you got to get out of there and you got to get moving and you can't stay where you're at, but how do you get going? And so I filmed myself, sitting in these room backgrounds, and then T Bear projected that out into the world. And I think it's a super effective video. I was really, really pleased with what he did with melding those two visions together. And it was a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. So I'll deal with the leaderboard in a minute, but I'm going to say hi to everybody first. Because, and where were you when I was setting up this show? You knew I screwed up the one thing, Gary. You should have said in the chat, "Hey, did you remember to turn off the leaderboard?" Obviously, the answer was no. No, I did not. So, but let's say hi to David from Live to Fly channel. How you doing? Our good friend Cold Acre, who's probably grabbing a snack at lunch or quick checking his phone while in the warehouse there. Good eye to you. This is a new person whom I don't know, but welcome to the show. Hello, Lori. Thank you for joining us. Zach Thong, spent a little time with him. Well, no, I didn't spend a little time. I spent all friggin' night with him Saturday night on G-May's show, which was cool. So hi, Zach Thong. My good buddy Doug Kidder. How are you doing? Poison Whales. Cool. I got one of your songs queued up, actually, Poison, that I'm going to play in a little bit. I'm going to try and play a little more music tonight. Last week we got yapping and we didn't really get a whole lot of songs in, but I have plans. Of course, I often have plans and then we go off in the ditch, which is why I have my new ending video, the train wreck, because you never know. But let's see. Who else has joined us? Good day to Costa. How are you? And let's see. The aforementioned Gary Hubbs, my fantastic moderator, who I'm banging on a little bit but he keeps the riffraff out and keeps the chat clean, and he is much appreciated. That's actually a funny comment. So lions and bears and internet, oh my. I like that, David. Let's see. Who else? Do we get anybody else in here? Scrolling. Rawhide. Yeah. When do you, yeah, David has a tough job. He's an educator, and I'm not going to say kids are dumber than they once were, because that's unfair. They have more knowledge in some ways than they've ever had, but seemingly they're not putting it all together with common sense and life experience and other thing. And I think dealing with kids in educational settings is pretty challenging anymore. So God bless you for doing it, man. I was overtaken by the mishmash. Yeah. Well, I was doing three things at once, and I renamed my little things, but I didn't name it cleverly enough, and I put the wrong one in there. So, what do you want for nothing? Um, let's see. Hey, there's Frank Terzo. How you doing? Good interview. God, Ron and Jenny are lovely people. Their dog, not so much. There's a reason why I'm more of a cat guy than a dog guy, and dogs barking in the middle of somebody trying to interview you is one of those reasons. But Trimmer Bear did a great job as the interviewer, and while you hosted, so that was top notch, Frank. And everybody always should check out Frank Terzo on Monday nights on the Community Pulse, because not only has he got great people on there, he's talking to and we get to know a little better, but he's telling everybody what you guys are up to, and it is much appreciated. So there you go. And let's see, did I miss anybody else? I'm scrolling, I'm getting close to the bottom. Hey, there's the Lori, whom I don't know will be here tonight. Her neck was bothering her a little bit, she said, and when you're in pain, you got two choices. You can play hurt, which I'm doing a little bit of, or you can just say, it's not my show, I don't have to be there, I'm going to take a night off, which thumbs up for that. So hopefully, hey, Keeper Danger, what's going on? Yeah, it's been a while. How you doing? Yeah, it is tough. Life does have other plans sometimes, but and this is one of the things I'm going to talk about. I am more engaged in music than I've been for a long time, and I've been super engaged. I'm just more super engaged right now. And I'm going to play a new artist that I stumbled across, like Jade has been doing. Facebook, no, I think YouTube fed me this one. And it's like, okay, a blonde lady playing guitar, and I clicked on it and listened for a couple minutes and went, I think it's a pretty good song. So I subbed her up, and I'll play that one a little later tonight. But yeah, keep it going. If you find somebody like that, tell them where you found them, tell them about the community, and let's bring everybody in. Okay, yeah, well, give Cam a big howdy hi from us. So needy. Aren't we all in our own little ways, Doug? All right. Am I getting anywhere close to the bottom of the chat? Hello, Tog. Awesome. Okay, there's, just got to say hi to Jerry Gomes, who's not Doug Kidder, and vice versa. They're their own separate people. They're both great. They're just not the same guy, in spite of what album liner notes would tell you occasionally. So, but they're great. Great. Okay. Yeah, and I know you have, speaking of playing hurt, I know you've had some health issues, Jerry, so I hope you're feeling better, man. I had a little dental work done. And when I say a little dental work, I had an implant post put in. And let me explain the procedure. They cut your gum open, which previously it had a bone graft and gum grafting. And they cut that open and undo all the work. And then they put a little guide in there, and then they drill into your jaw. And then they screw, literally with a ratchet, this post into your jaw for the implant. So that was fun. And yeah, I went through 2 rounds of the anesthetic, and it was wearing off, and we still had at least 30 minutes to go. And I just sat there because I wasn't going to tell them. I just wanted to be done. So I felt pretty much every bit of them stitching my gums back together in the last bits, and I didn't care. I just wanted to get out of there. And so I was in a little discomfort, as they say, when I got home. But my darling wife, who's a flippin' genius, and my son too, for that matter, said, "Hey, Pops, are you going to drink a little whiskey?" And I thought, well, no, I'm not I'm not planning on it. No, I just had this thing done. I don't know if that's a good idea. And my wife said, well, genius. People have been using whiskey for oral pain for a couple centuries. And, if you got I know you're on an antibiotic or you're starting one, but if you got any floaty germs in there, that'll kill them. And I thought, you know what? I can't assail that wisdom. And so I had a healthy little shot and slept like a baby and woke up Wednesday morning and was really very comfortable. And now today's the third day, and the third day's always the worst, but it's not bad. But as a precaution, I'm doing what I almost never do on this show. This is my Star. You like my big ice cube? It's a Star Wars Death Star, and this is Weller's 16 year that my son brought, my oldest son, when he came for Christmas, and still a decent amount, although it's getting a little less. So, cheers to dentistry. Yeah, that's tasty, and my mouth likes that, and my implant like it. So there you go. Now I don't know. I don't hear it. Well, I mean, I always hear a high pitched sound, but that's called tinnitus. Um, so I don't know. Um, you put a one in the chat if you're hearing noise like Keebler is. If not, then it's you. So yeah. Now I would love that. Doug Kidder and Jerry Gomes to team up because mind blown. And I mean, great guitarist, great singer. I mean, they both can sing, they both can play guitar, they both can write songs. That could be just killer. I sign me up. I think it's a great idea, guys. Hey, there's my buddy James Myers. How you doing? Okay, so Dougie says no, so it must be something on your end, Keebler. Hopefully that does not ruin your enjoyment of this program. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe you got tinnitus too, in which case, sorry, because it sucks, but it is what it is. And I've had it long enough that, you learn to live with it. Although I get ads, like I'm sure all you guys do for Facebook and all these products to, enhance your manhood and lose your belly fat and every other thing under the sun. And I got one that allegedly NASA developed for the scientists on the space station. And it's red light therapy for your ears to help regrow the cilia that's in your ears that gets beaten down, and that's what causes tinnitus. And I thought, this is probably 100% bullshit. But I saved the ad, and you know what? Might give it a try. Because as long as it's not stupid. I mean, if they want $200 for this thing, yeah, screw you. If it's $50 or something, worth taking a shot at it. I know that there are studies that show red light therapy can be effective and can be healing. So maybe. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't describe mine as pounding. I would describe it as very constant and very specific frequencies. And I've noticed that the frequencies have expanded a little bit here of late. But again, I use in-ears all the time during the week, and I probably run them a little too loud sometimes. So, not doing myself any favors. So yeah, matchmaker, make me a match. Jerry, my email is on my channel, and if you want to send it to me, if you can't find Doug's handy, then I can get it forwarded to Doug's because I've got other ways to talk to Doug. So Yeah, let me applaud you for this, Zach. Thing one, and this is coming from an old football coach. If you get on a panel and you play, you should always go back and listen to your performance for a couple reasons. A, to make sure your sound is dialed in. B, to kind of check yourself. Are you doing something annoying, Or if you're really great, then you pat yourself on the back and go, "Hey, that was good." But us football coaches always would say, you know, we've the eye test said this, but we got to look at the video. And that's when we could tell what happened during the game. And I remember I had a kid, this was, I think, freshman year in high school. And he was a great kid. And the coaches loved him because, man, he was in practice. He'd do this and that, but he never did much in the games. And I'm trying to tell the other coaches, I said, here's the deal. Interestingly enough, this kid was named Zach. I said, coaches, this kid is really bright. He's cheating. He knows the plays. He knows what the offense is going to do, and he's cheating. He's cheating on the count. He's cheating on the other things. That's why he looks good in practice and why he disappears during the game, because he can't cheat. And the coaches didn't want to hear it, but the third game in the season, they went, "Oh, coach, yeah, the video don't lie. That's exactly what's going on." And so we moved him position-wise, and, because he was a little undersized, we moved him back to linebacker. And again, he was a bright guy, and he performed better there than he was, on the D-line. So always watch the film. And that will tell you what's going on. And find the Q2. So, yeah, that's my little thought on that. Yeah, I mean, you just should. I listen back every time, just to hear, and I make little adjustments to my sound, my guitar, all these little things in an effort to give the best presentation I'm capable of doing. And gotta be honest with you, some nights I don't have it. When this was what January 3rd. Gmail was not able to go on because he didn't have internet. And, we were all bummed. And I'd come home late from dinner and everything. And I think maybe I told this story last week, or part of it. But, I was kind of chatting with some of my friends in a backstage or in our offline chat. And they said, "Man, nothing's going on. Are you thinking about going live?" And I thought, I'm not thinking about it, but maybe I will think about it. And I did think about it. And I went on later, and I played for almost an hour and a half. And thought, okay, that was fun. I'm glad I did it. And then I checked the playback, and I went, you know what? You had no business going on because you didn't prep. You weren't in the right mindset. And you didn't play very well. And you really didn't sing very well. So, lesson learned. So, check the playback. Yeah, now the other thing is, too, you can be so overly critical that that's not helpful either. Yeah, I mean, your sound was on point last week. I know you had a new system, but it was really working for you, Doug. And I thought, from where I was sitting, I thought you played very well and had a very good Gmail appearance. And that was interesting last week, because it was like, it reminded me to go to the gym after the first of the year. I mean, Gmail's was packed. And I mean, we were stacking people backstage because we had so many people that wanted to come on, which was fantastic. I imagine as time goes on, that'll modulate a little bit. But everybody was excited to get back to playing on Gmails last week. And so, yeah, it was good stuff. Well, maybe. This is a little. This is why you also check your thing, because in the moment, your fellow panelists will lie to you, and they don't mean to. They're just being nice, because I co-host or help GA me out a little bit, I'll try and tell you straighter. But I'm doing stuff in the background, and I'm not always dialed into what everybody's doing every second. So, if they say, "Oh, does my sound okay?" they may or may not get a true reading of that. So again, another good reason to check your playback afterwards and go, okay, they said I was okay, but you know what? This could have been better, blah, 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 blah. And Gary, who is the parking lot warrior and a consummate professional in this arena, does exactly this. He does little test streams. And then he checks it to make sure, are my levels right? Is this working the way I think it needs to work? The other thing you can do, I'm going to say hi to Mr. Smith. Hi, Mr. Smith. How are you? Mr. Smith was on, and then I came on, and Mr. Smith said, "Oh, they've let the riffraff in. I'm the hell out of here." No, that's not true. Mr. Smith is. It is challenging for him to come on because of the time differential, so it's always great to see him, and I loved having him on there. And I was listening the whole time you were there. I was still working in the background. But like if you come on and you get the sense that your sound isn't good, do this. Drop off. And then go back on the YouTube live stream, which you can do. You can backtrack and listen to yourself and go, oh, okay, this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong. You can fix it, then come back up on the panel. And that's just a little free advice for those, since I've been doing it for a while. And again, it's not that I'm the best performer, but I've learned a few tricks as far as making it sound as good as I can in the moment. Well, I think that's the thing. I just, always want to improve. I feel that way every time I go on live, every time I record a new song, I want to get better, which is a nice segue for what we'll talk about in probably 10 to 30 minutes. But yeah, all right, let's see. I missed any comments that I should highlight. Well, again, thank you for everybody being here. And I usually say this, and I haven't gotten to it. I'm sure I've got some lurkers right now, and thank you. I know you're there, and you don't have to come on and say anything. You can, I call it cruising at Periscope death. You're seeing what's going on. You're listening to the show. You don't want to necessarily make your presence known. I'm great with that. I just appreciate you being here. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, Gary's got it dialed in. And yeah, constructive feedback, is always good. Time and place, right? In the middle of while you're trying to perform, somebody going, well, maybe you should think about doing this phrasing a little different. That's not helpful. You know what? Send the guy a note afterwards. I welcome that kind of stuff, but in the moment, maybe it's not as helpful. Here, let's pay attention to what Mr. Smith says, because Mr. Smith live streams all the time, and as we know, he's rather good at it. The thing with live sound, the key is this: get a setup and keep it. Don't change anything, and then you have a chance of being consistent. Bravo, Mr. Smith. Now, maybe it's because he and I are both bass players, even though obviously he's a drummer, but he started as a bass player, still plays bass. That is a bass player's mindset. Okay, here's my tone. Here, I got my guitar set up, my bass set up. I'm not going to be fooling with the knobs and stomping on a bunch of pedals. I'm going to leave it because it works. And live streaming, that's very key. I do not touch my interface. I set it and leave it, and I make minute adjustments within the DAW as needed. Yeah, now, having said that, yeah, if you have to move room to room, there are some other factors there. But if at all possible, setting it up and leaving it the heck alone is a good way to go. Look at me, I said heck. Yeah, tweaks are the keys. Don't make... Now, interesting, and I completely agree with that. but I got taught, or I've picked up a little different philosophy on recording. And that is, if you're recording a part, if you're adding a plugin, you're doing something like that, go huge. Just crank this son of a bitch all the way up. And it's ridiculously more than you need to, just to see what it's doing. And then dial it back where it drops into the mix as it should. But for live, nah, don't do that. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to do two things here. This is one thing, here's two things. Thing one is I said I was going to play a little more music, and I'm going to do that. I've got a song, and I don't think it's too long, from our friend Poisoned Whales. And I'm going to play that, and in the background, I'm going to get rid of that stupid leaderboard. Although, let's just check in. Who's on the leaderboard right now? Well, right now, Poisoned Whales is leading with Frank Terzo, a second, and Jerry Gomes. And then Zach, Charlie. Yeah, we got several people on the leaderboard. But we're going to get rid of it, is the bottom line here. So, all right, go back here. Huh. Am I frozen? So it looks like I'm frozen on the, or... Let me just see. Huh. Now that looks like my stream was frozen. Weird. No, I can see me moving. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. And so yeah, let's get a song going from Poison Whales. I'll get rid of the leaderboard. And then I have a guest. So yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Is it back? It's back working now? Yeah, it seems like it's working now. I don't know what that was all about. Hey, the joys of streaming, right? I got plenty of power on the computer and everything, so I don't know. Just our friends either at StreamYard or YouTube, one of them. Okay, well, I probably need to go and shut a couple things off. But let's listen to Poison Whales real quick, and then I'll do a little behind the scenes work and see if I can't clean that up just a teeny bit. But I think, and I made a big production out of having this song, and then of course I can't find it. There it is. I haven't listened to this one yet, but I know Poisoned, and with a title like Resting Bitch Face, I figured we got to give this one a go. So here we go, Poisoned Whales, Resting Bitch Face.
I can't fucking stand you. You already know. I can't fucking stand you, but you already know. It's written on my face, it's hidden in my words, in that subtle tone I speak. My history is laced, every single place, every fucking one I meet. I can't fucking stand you. You already know. I can't fucking stand you, but you already know.
All right, yeah. We've got technical issues here. That is not the right song. That is, I don't know why I put that one up. Let's try this again, and let's do it right this time, Lane. What the hell? What kind of show you running here, man? This is the new one, and this one's called Setting Sun.
I look towards the setting sun, I've got no breath, no oxygen. Words that tore to pieces, tore to shreds. Words I never should have said. Words embedded in my head. Thoughts that left me here in the thoughts that slowly broke my heart. Thoughts are tearing me apart, apart. I look towards the setting sun. I've got no breath, no oxygen, and I just wanna hold you in my hands, 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 hands. I look towards the setting sun. I've got no breath, no oxygen, and I just wanna hold you in my hands again and again and again and again. Swear it's just a feeling, it will pass. This little home that's made of glass, and you're a storm coming fast. Swear it's just a pinprick, this won't sting. Swear you don't know what that means. Running scared, picking up steam. I look towards the setting sun. I've got no breath, no oxygen, and I just wanna hold you in my hands, 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 hands. I look towards the setting sun. I've got no breath, no oxygen, and I just wanna hold you in my hands again and 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 again.
All right. That was Poison Whales, and that was very cool. And that's the song I wanted to play. So, yeah, Setting Sun. And apologize that the other one got gone. I'd played that one, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. So, again, Resting Bitch Face was fun, but that was not the song I was looking for. But I killed the leaderboard. I turned off a couple things in the background. Hopefully, going to be a little cleaner, a little more better. And look, I got a friend. Everybody say hi to Dougie.
Hey,
What's going on?
not a whole lot.
All right. Ooh, man. Doug, you own more guitars than I thought you did. Look at that.
Yeah, I got a shitload up here.
All those amps, that's awesome, man.
I wish.
How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good overall. Yeah. How are you doing?
I am doing pretty spiffy, all things considered. I want to say hi to Jade Starr. How you doing?
Hey, Jade.
And I did not catch the interview today, unfortunately. I didn't catch anything today.
I caught part of it.
I am working, unfortunately. So I'll have to try and catch the replay tomorrow.
I did catch about an hour after your premiere last night.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. What a great song.
Happens.
What a great video.
Yeah, with that, I was very happy with how that video turned out, and I did like the song.
That was your first time working with Carlos?
That was my first time working with Carlos. Yeah, Carlos
Cool.
is a very creative guy. And,
Yeah.
and he's so, that was a problem with the video. I'm like, okay, tell me, what do you think you want to do here? And he goes, I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Like, well, thank you, Mr. Spielberg.
It's like Marty all over again.
Yeah, he's so cool and so mellow. And like,
Yeah.
How are we going to do this? But we kind of went in a direction. It worked really well. So
Yeah.
we'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got to kind of, you talked about this before too. I got to kind of step up my video stuff too. Although a lot of stuff that I do, I end up kind of lucking out in the fact that Leela does a lot of my video stuff, So.
It's good to have a friend who's good with video. I need to. Well, I've got a couple good friends with video, but they're so good that they're working on it all the time, and I don't want to ask them because I don't want to be that guy. Like, hey, can you help me out?
Well, that's kind of why I just, maybe it'll be a hike club thing that, automatically gets a video that, and guess who's going to be doing that video?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll see.
Comes with the territory. Yeah, we're actually hoping to do a festival this year together, her and I.
Oh, that would be very cool.
Meet up and
Yeah, you guys are physically close enough that that's
Yeah.
possible.
yeah, I mean, we're really 5 hours away, so, it's...
That's not bad. Well, that's a little farther than I thought, but not bad.
Yeah, well, I've done it actually in 4.5, but that was going like a bat out of hell on 26. And you find somebody who's going nearly 100 miles an hour, give them about a half a mile, and then just keep up with them, And
Yeah,
I did that. I did that for about half the distance of the state of Washington. So
Yeah, I don't know if that's the way to go. I don't know, Jerry, 100%. This may well be AI Doug Kidder.
I think it could be. Yeah,
It's hard to...
Last I heard, Doug was in the hospital. So.
This AI is getting better and better all the time, so I don't know. This may be AI Doug. I need AI Chris. I bet he could do a better job running the songs. I'm not doing well on the VJing tonight, but hey, Maria, I just saw a girl named Maria, and suddenly I knew. West Side Story, I love that. I love musicals. Hi, Maria, how are you? How is you and the Michael guy?
Best hair award. Oh well, Frank. We should give Frank's. Maybe we'll have to make him our promoter or something.
Yeah, that's it. He'll be our salon manager. Yeah,
Well,
give us an endorsement deal with.
This is the guy that wears. This is the guy that wears a Troy Polamalu jersey. I mean, you know who that is, right?
Oh, I love Troy Polamalu. I mean, that guy's got hair.
The hair, dude. I mean, head and shoulders galore. Give me a break.
The Broncos got a guy with some hair that's similar, and I like this guy just because of that.
Well, yeah, you can jump on the bandwagon on the winner's circle there.
Well, I mean, Polamalu's been out of the league for how long? But I loved him. He was a great player.
It's hometown.
I loved his intensity.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. He was like, you're talking about Polamalu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like my favorite Steeler. I mean, I'm a Browns fan, so I mean, the Steelers, you know where they rate. I mean, pretty much bottom of the totem pole. But Troy was kind of different. I mean, he played with such heart that you couldn't help but love the guy. I mean,
exactly. I like football players, and that guy was one. And that's why I kind of like this Bronco, because he reminds me of Polamalu. Same kind of hair. He's a safety, same kind of intensity. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Troy pulling balls off the floor practically. I mean, as he's diving, and he was just such a crazy athlete to watch.
Yeah, no, he was good, and you had to account for him. He made offensive coordinators' lives miserable, which is a good thing.
Frank's
But I was teasing Frank in the chat, but that night the Avalanche actually lost in overtime to his Maple Leafs, 4-3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, can't believe it. I was not happy about it because the Avs absolutely had every opportunity to win that game in regulation and in overtime. And they had a shot in overtime. McKinnon shoots the puck. It hits the goalie's stick, the little top part of it, and hits the bottom of the crossbar and bounces straight down and still somehow does not go in.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, I guess it's not our night. And then literally 30 seconds later, they go down the other way and they make a good play and game over. Like, all right, well, we got a point out of it, and there you go.
Sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was almost a week ago, Frank. I mean, Frankie is not a late night guy. He's not.
No.
I'm totally a Mr. Late Night.
Yeah, I used to be, but I'm just going to kind of, I don't know, I think it's a kind of an age thing. Actually, I still manage to stay up kind of late, but then I'm awake before it's even light out. It's just ridiculous. So I'm ready to drink coffee at 5. I mean,
total old man vibe. And you and I are very similar in age, but I don't
know.
get that at all.
Well, this just started happening within the last couple of years. So I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Well, we'll see. A couple more years, and if I start doing it, I'll go, damn it.
Yeah.
I guess you can't escape it.
There was something on here that you were talking about before, right before I came on, and it's actually prompted me to come on because it's like, I got to go on here. I can't. And now I can't remember what the hell it was you were talking about. But
That's great being old. Well, what I was going to segue into is I pulled the trigger this last week, and I bought Logic Pro.
oh, yeah.
And, I've been talking about it for a while, and I had played with the free trial at one point on my old Mac. But that was, I wasn't ready for it. And I'm so happy that I spent all the time in GarageBand I did, because it's a very natural transition, but I've got so many more powerful tools and better ways to use it. And it confirms some. I did a quickie thing, and Coldacre, I'm sure you're listening, and I appreciate you, because here's what Coldacre did. He had done a video for, I guess he's involved in another group, and just kind of explaining his vocal chain. Well, Coldacre had mastered one of the songs I did on the new album, and and I loved it. He did a good job with it. And why I'd asked for his help is because I strongly suspicioned that my vocals were, being recorded properly and all that good stuff, but there are things that are baked into GarageBand that are a little difficult to get around if you're not. And I had they were set in there, and it was fighting me, frankly. And so I basically got him a dead raw vocal stem and said, what can you do with this? And I was really happy with the way it turned out. So he did a little video for some of his friends, and after the fact he said, do you mind if I use your vocal? I said, no, I don't. I'm flattered. Thank you. And he kind of walked through how he does it. And it's a simple process. But I got into Logic, and I took one of my older songs and imported it in, and followed his steps. And I don't know that I followed it exactly, but pretty close. And it confirmed what I'd suspected all along. There's zero issue with my recording techniques. Signal's great, the dynamics all that stuff is good, but some of the baked in stuff in the vocal presets of GarageBand were causing some of the issues.
Oh, really?
And so now I've got raw vocal, and then I can add effects to taste, and that's much what. So I'm really looking forward to digging into my old songs, and touching them up a little bit, and just basically enhancing, the sonic part of it, and having the right tools, good meters, and the other things that GarageBand, and I'm a huge GarageBand fan. I will likely still record in GarageBand and get songs down there because it's just so easy and it's quick for a songwriter. Yeah. But knowing what I know now, I'll do it a certain way, and then I'll have the raw stems that I can import directly into Logic and then really work with them.
Yeah, I've worked a couple of different people that were doing stuff in GarageBand, and they would send stuff to me, and the thing that I noticed, and this happened not all the time. I mean, there was a couple times when it didn't seem to be a problem, but what happened a lot of times was these export, I guess would happen on export, it would be so compressed that it was really hard to work with this stuff, because it was hard to hear it because everything was so smashed.
Yes. And that's what I'm talking about, some of the baked in stuff that now you can override that stuff, and it doesn't have to be that way.
Oh, really?
But GarageBand isn't configured in such a way that people who are kind of getting into recording, are not real recording professionals, can use it and get good results. And it does a fantastic job in that realm. But yeah, exactly. That's what they call it, is normalization. And there's nothing about normalization. again, I learned to turn that thing off right away.
Oh, that's what that is.
And yeah, it's baked into the settings, but you can go in and turn it off.
I know it was really hard to work with the stuff that I was getting because it was hard to hear, and I kept really having problems with where am I at in the song because everything was so smashed. It was hard, I finally got through it, but man.
Yeah, and that's the thing, over time, my vocal chain had gotten convoluted, and it was over processed, over compressed, too much EQ'd. I had built all this crap on top of it, and I kept using it, and then I was fighting it. And Rhett was kind of the one that put me on the right path because I sent him a couple samples, and he goes, "You don't need any of this shit. Just sing, and we'll sweeten it up at the end," which, of course, Logic does a great job with. So, yeah, well, there's two left. I'm not real worried about it, Zach. I mean, God bless you guys, but and to the Leafs' credit, they've been pretty hot lately. They had a rough start, but they've been pretty good. But we know how this is going to go. They'll get now. Not saying the Avs won't lay an egg in the playoffs like they did last year. But it doesn't feel that way this year. Whereas the Leafs, we have to assume that they're going to lay an egg in the playoffs until they prove us wrong. And that's just again, sorry, Frank, just like the Steelers. God bless them. Win a playoff game, would you? And Tomlin's a good coach, but every coach stays too long. And Harbaugh did. Tomlin has. It's just the message gets stale, and the players just. You got to make a change.
I don't agree with John Harbaugh, but.
He was in Baltimore too long. How did they play the last couple years? Same thing.
I know.
At some point the message just gets stale, and you gotta. The NHL guys, they don't screw around. Our coach has been the second longest tenured after the guy in Tampa Bay, and that is rare in the NHL.
Yeah.
Because the message gets stale in the NHL fairly quickly.
The problem of it is I think with the Harbaugh situation is, he ends up being the brunt of front office decisions, and he only has so much power in that organization, and most coaches are that way unless they're, somebody who comes in with this big contract to make player decisions as well, as far as drafting and all that. A lot of coaches don't have that kind of thing, and sometimes they get caught up in just bad. Like Stefanski in Cleveland. That whole Watson deal sunk him 2 years ago. And he finally got fired this year as a result of bad business decisions. And so.
Well, that happens. That's why some of the older NFL coaches always wanted to kind of be the GMs, but honestly, that doesn't work. You got to pick a lane. Be a GM, be a coach. You can't do both. Sorry. Yeah. Too much stuff going on.
By the way, Chris, I'm sure you're kind of aware of this, but last time that the Seahawks were number one and the Denver Broncos were number one, we met in the Super Bowl.
I remember that. I still have scars. I was so pumped for that game because, again, we had that offense.
I know.
That was unstoppable. And then the first play, we snap it over the quarterback's head, and Manning turns around, and I went, "Oh, this is not a good start." And that was horrible.
You want to hear the weird thing about that? I was rooting for Denver that day because I'm a Peyton Manning fan, for one thing, and he'd gotten written off from the Colts because, you have neck problems. Well, I've had neck surgery, and I know what that's like, and so he was written off. After he had neck surgery from the Colts, they just released him, and it was like, yeah, he didn't look very good right off the shoot, but it didn't take very long for him to be throwing pretty decent balls again, and last year that he got a Super Bowl ring with Denver was the year he retired. He was throwing ducks. It was that defense that gave him that ring that year.
Well, after that Super Bowl, Elway, who was the general manager at that time, said, "We need defense.
Yeah.
We'll have Manning for another couple years, but he's not going to get better, stronger. Let's get some defense." And that year that they won Super Bowl 50,
Yeah.
Manning was a shell. I mean,
Yeah.
head up, he was the greatest player of all time.
Right.
But man, he really physically could not throw the ball.
Well, Von Miller was MVP for that game, so I mean that tells you something. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I got my usual setup, Mr. Smith. Same one that I. Speaking of not changing things, yeah, it's my usual. So I know Dougie is running a fan or some heat or something, so he may be part of that noise. I think is coming from him.
My furnace kicked. It's on and off, but it's off right now, so you might be getting some noises from that.
Yeah,
Very well could be.
Could be.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
again. This is like the talking setting, so. I wanted to go. Yeah, just Frank dropped his gloves. You're not wrong. The Avs are a super skilled team, and that has been to their detriment in years past sometimes. The last time we won the cup, I think we had a good balance between super skill and guys that will just run you into the board and call your mother bad names. And our bottom six are those guys. So I'm a little more optimistic that they can make some noise in the playoffs this year. Again, and gotta see it. But again, we got 3 Stanley Cups. We've done it a couple times, and I'm hoping we can do it again. Broncos, hey, they're ahead of schedule. We thought they'd make the playoffs this year. Nobody imagined they'd be the number 1 seed in the AFC. Super Bowl, I don't know. Bills are going to be tough. If they beat the Bills, then yeah, the Broncos could go all the way.
And
we'll
don't
see.
overlook the Patriots either. They're kind of a scary team too this year.
Yeah, I think they've got some things going for them. I've seen them a couple times this year, and I think they're good. But again, I think they're a little ahead of schedule in some ways, and that has a way of biting you in the playoffs. So we'll see.
Yeah, I look at head coaches and kind of go, okay, you got Sean Payton in Denver, you got Mike Vrabel and up there in New England, and you got what's his face in Buffalo. Can't think of his name now. Sean
McDermott. Yeah, honestly, he's on the hot seat. If he doesn't win this year with.
Well, he's just been there too many times and not walked away with a championship.
And that's it. At some point, come on, what are you doing? Yeah, you can't have a quarterback as good as that and not win at some point.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I hope it's not this year. Just saying. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, Frank. I'm hoping our defense, our offense is not world-setting, but it's good. It's competent. Our defense is super good. I'm hoping that'll be enough.
Seattle's got a defense too, so.
Well, yeah. Oh, their defense is really good. Now, see, that kind of the same thing. I'm not buying Sam Darnold. Sorry.
Yeah, Sam Darnold's kind of a hard pill to swallow. I mean, he was in Minnesota, and he is. I did not see them doing what they've done this year at all. Not even close. I mean,
no, I thought they'd be good, but yeah, they've outperformed. But you know what? Get hot at the end of the year could happen. Yeah. I really thought Jacksonville was going to win that game, but they didn't. And again, younger team and everything, haven't been there. The Bills did just enough to move on.
Well, that Josh Allen is just an animal for a quarter. He's like the new.
He's crazy.
Ben Roethlisberger, but
Yeah, but with skill.
But smarter. Huh?
Yeah, and less rapiness, I think. Sorry.
go there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's funny.
Well, you know what? If we're gonna, since we're breaking out of our usual pattern of talking guitar and music, little sports, not a lot, because I know a lot of our communities like sports. Meh.
Yeah.
And again, I'm pretty much a hockey guy. I don't care a whole lot about. I love the game of football.
Yeah.
If I still could coach, I totally would. What pushed me out of coaching was two things. A, I got cancer. That was problematic. And I had to take a year, almost 2 years off recovering. And when I came back, the parents, I'll just be blunt, they sucked. I love the kids, and parents can be challenging. And that's okay. And I was one, so I get it. But that 2 year gap, I came back and I hated the parents. And they were so counterproductive to what we were trying to do with the kids. And I coached 2 more years after that, and
Hung up the whistle.
got to another championship and said, you know what, I'm done. And so I'm done. But I love the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, kind of changing the topic a little bit and getting into music a little bit. And since I see we have a few drummers in the house and whatnot, I was actually, I can't believe I was doing this, because it's like, where am I going to put this shit? I mean, I was looking at some software, and then I looked at not only the software, but then I started looking at the hardware, and the hardware is electronic drums.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, I have an acoustic set that I just are piled up because I can't really play where I'm at, and
Right.
and I thought, what am I thinking? It's like, there's so many other things I need aside from drums. I mean, we have a whole bunch of drummers right here in our community that I can probably tap in on.
Absolutely. We have friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
it's
they're
nice to have
way better
friends.
drummers than I am. I mean, I'd have to sit down at a kit for a while, and then I could probably do all right. But I mean, I'm so completely rusty that it would be fun.
Well, playing
But-
for fun is good, but you get to the point, and that's where, like, I can program drums fairly well.
Yeah, I can.
A lot of my songs are good in that respect, but I'm going away from it as much as I can, because if I can get James to help me, or a Mr. Smith or somebody like that, why wouldn't you?
Right.
It's like a no-brainer. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, here's the basic texture, and
And
make
it's
it
going to be
good
so
now.
much better. Real drums are going to be so much better than,
Oh yeah, it's got that humanization, which is much better, and the sound and the tone, and on and on and on. It's like a no-brainer, right?
And I don't know about you, but I know that myself, when I program drums, I put way too much shit into it. And versus if I just sit behind a kit, I play less. And when I listen to a real drummer, they play less. I mean, it's like, and
That's interesting.
it is. It's kind of, and it's, I guess it's because there's way more impact a lot of times in playing less,
Oh, well, I think that is true with every instrument.
Yeah.
Whatever you think you need to play, cut it in half and see if it doesn't allow everything to breathe better. I have a slight advantage in that, I'm not a drummer, but my son was a drummer and still is, but I played with him for years, so he's in my head. And I can hear, Sean would have done this, or, and so I kind of program with that mindset. And I'm hoping that an electronic kit comes in here in the near term. So I go, hey, son, you want to help the old man out a little bit? And, add another drummer to the list of people that,
Yeah.
we can...
Well, the other thing that's nice about drums too is it's actually a very good workout. It's really a good cardiovascular workout. Sitting behind a kit and wailing away. I mean, you wouldn't think it'd be like. But there is some you can break out into a pretty good sweat.
Oh, absolutely. I know I would if I was sitting down at a kit, because I would be dropping sticks and throwing them across the room and knocking over cymbals and, trying to not fall off the throne. And yeah, it would be a hell of a workout for me. And a funny video for all you folks. Oh my God. Lane is flailing, literally. That's not a good look.
Yeah, I don't even play my keyboards anymore, so I have no business thinking about playing drums.
No, that's another instrument that I'm really, really bad at. It's I sound like I have boxing gloves on. I mean, it's just it's not really Well, yeah, you should. I mean, again, it's you got 4 appendages going 4 different ways, 4 different
Yeah.
4 different areas.
Yeah, and it is. It's like you just kind of, and it feels really good. It's like when you get done, especially after you like do a session, say like you do like a 45-minute hour session behind this kid, and then you get done. It's like it's like you feel like you did something. I mean,
Yeah.
kind of a good rewarding exhaustion feeling.
Exactly. I don't know how Michael Songs does it either. I gotta be honest with you. That might be why he's thin. If I were to do that, I would be like the Spinal Tap drummer, and I would spontaneously combust. Or
Yeah.
there'd just be a melted, greasy blob on the throne. It's like, what happened to Lane? He melted. I got overheated, and he just. Yeah.
I played in a couple different things where we dressed in tuxedos because it was like that kind of a band, and I was a bass player in both the bands, and it's like and both bands had drummers, and it was like, and they were in tuxes as well, and I always thought, torture, Playing drums in a tuxedo? Come on, really?
I wear a sleeveless shirt and shorts down here in my little studio space doing videos.
Yeah.
I never.
I have a hard time playing guitar if there's something on my arm. If I have clothes,
Yeah.
Playing bass is one thing, but playing guitar with clothes on, I end up doing stuff that it's like I end up accidentally muting strings that I don't want to, and it kills it. I mean, it just because it's like my sleeves get in the way or something. So I don't like having jackets and shit like that on when I'm playing guitar.
No, I would. I kind of went the way of sleeveless shirts are really like bodybuilder cut types.
Right.
But I always had sweatbands on my forearms because
so
sweaty guy. So that's what's rubbing against the guitar and keeping the sweat somewhat off the guitar. And then I could do this.
Yeah.
And that was my favorite move. Da 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 da.
I just tried to save the finish on my guitar, but it didn't really work because I did the same thing. I had a sweatband, a big one, that I wore on my wrist to keep because I was just ruining the finish on my guitar.
Yeah.
And now
it does.
Now it's considered. I mean, I bought the guitar brand new, and now
it's relicked.
It's relicked naturally relicked, and so it's like, oh, that's so cool. Well, you flip it over and you look at the paint, and it's just all cracked on the back of the guitar. It's all just cracked from age. It's not.
Yeah.
It was a brand new guitar.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, that's so cool. Did you buy it like that? No.
Oh,
This guitar is almost 50 years old. Come on, give me a break.
Yeah, that's all of mine have. Little wear on them. The newer ones a little less so because they haven't been out live as much. But
for anybody out in the chat that my furnace just kicked off. It was on just a second ago. So
yeah.
The noise, if you heard any noise, maybe I should use a dynamic mic instead of this.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, Smitty can hear it, but I keep a little noise gate on this, which compresses a little bit, But, you know, if the washing machine is going or somebody's watching TV loud or whatever in the house, it cuts down that little bit of background noise.
Does your noise gate affect my stuff too? Is it
No,
on me?
no,
Oh,
it's just on my mic.
just on yours. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
no,
should
I
probably-
use the furnace that's sneaking through because that's a frequency that, you know, the mics are going to pick up. Yeah. Man, what are you talking about, Maria? It's not it's not whiny on my side. All right, maybe a little whiny. Wine, the days of wine and roses. But like I kicked off the program saying, I'm thrilled about playing, and I got that much more thrilled because I'm doing an album this year, and I got the new software that I can go in and touch up the little sonic things that always bothered me. And you know, there's a couple of my songs that I evolved the lyrics over time, and I want to go in and punch in a couple lyrics and a few things like that. So, hey, speaking of punching things, hi James.
James.
He
I was wondering if
punched
he was gonna
himself
show
right
up.
into this show. How are
Work my way
you?
through. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. Working my butt off on a lot of drum stuff.
Well, good. Like
Cool.
we were discussing, you know, you show up in this community and you're good at what you do, and people go, "Hey, you want to play my stuff?" You know.
Yeah.
I know. Schmitty has been non-stop since he came in, and so now we got a couple guys. Share the load a little bit.
Yeah, now we're both nonstop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it.
Probably not going to get any better.
I actually just said that last night because I was talking to my mom and I was messaging her and I said, "Oh man, I'm so happy. I just got to the last collaboration because when I moved, I was sort of like a little bit behind. So I had a few collaborations that were still outstanding from back in June. So I got them all caught up yesterday, and I talking to my mom. I'm like, yeah, I finally got them all caught up. And as soon as I get them caught up, I get four. In the last 2 weeks, I've got what is it? 3 collabs and 2 originals.
There you go. Nice.
So I was like, well, it looks like these aren't going to stop anytime soon, so
Unlikely.
might as well
it's not-
just I was like, because I was like, I can finally like stop for a second, put aside some time to do some other things and stuff like that. But yeah, then nope. Here's 5 more.
Yeah, it's just kind of how it works, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of nice to be in demand, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to be liked, right? Hey. You know, solid feels. You
I
like
mean,
me.
it
You
does
really
feel
like me.
good, but it's only because of my drums. I mean,
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah. Nothing to do with who's behind the drums at all.
No.
no.
That doesn't make any damn difference.
Drummer's a drummer. Swap them out. Disposable.
Well, no, I mean you're talking about bass players.
I think you're talking about pretty much all of us, really.
It was really tough when I was younger to keep a bassist in the band. We could never keep a solid bassist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on your area. I know, like when I was in college, and you know, I'm not a country music guy, but I got every country gig down there because there was me and one other guy for like a almost 200-mile radius,
Yeah.
and so we were working all the time because that was it. There was just the two of us.
There was a lot of bassists and like, oh yeah, I play bass and all this types of stuff. And we probably went through 5 of them, 6 of them,
Interesting.
and couldn't keep one of them. No, not one of them stayed.
Yeah.
Even the original one that started the band with us.
My band, but you know what? Screw it. I'm out of here.
Pretty much.
Interesting. Musicians. I miss the camaraderie and playing with guys and gals, because I always had kind of a mix,
Yeah.
and I don't miss it at all at the same time. Does that make sense? I just, it's like everything else. There was parts of it were fantastic, and there are other parts of
Yeah.
it dealing with the egos and the personalities and the drama, and I don't miss that shit.
That's the only part I don't miss is the egos and the drama. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, I definitely like, I guess I'm 50-50 on the, like, I like the jam, and practice and do everything that we know as a band we're supposed to be doing. But when you're just kind of sitting there and nobody really wants to, like, step forward or do anything, and that's when it's like, okay, yeah, I don't really like that as much, but I love the jamming aspect of it. But
I think the thing that I really miss more than anything is when you get a certain group of people together, um, and you start playing, and there's this chemistry, it's like magic, and it's like this connection that happens, and it's just like, it's almost telepathic. It's like people kind of instinctively kind of know, especially if you played together before, and they just sort of know each other, and they kind of anticipate things that are going to happen, and when they happen, and then suddenly something else happens, and these things that just sort of materialize, that just all of a sudden it's like it's kind of magical. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah,
just,
man! When that organic vibe is going on, it's great, and that's why I love playing with my son all those years, because we just had it. We never had to talk to each other about anything. We
Right.
just knew what each other was going to do, and it was
Right.
just, and it happened, and and every once in a while we'd look at each other and go, yeah, yeah, that just happened. That was cool, but
Yeah.
we never talked about it or planned. It was happening.
Yeah.
And when you could get a couple other people involved in that, that was the greatest. But unfortunately, those were few and far between. To Gary's point, how I became a lead singer wasn't because I aspired to be a lead singer. It's because all our lead singers, and I had a bunch of them over the years, they all sucked. They were drama, couldn't hold, couldn't maintain a professionalism, maintaining their voice, on and on and on, a million and one reasons.
Yeah.
So at some point it just like, screw it. I'm doing most of the vocals anyway because they can't do it for whatever reason. I guess I'm the lead singer now. Let's go. Yeah. Yep.
that's what Gary does, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, the YouTube police. Hands in the air, like I just don't care. How's it going? Sup with you, YouTube police?
Yeah.
How you doing tonight?
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of funny because usually, and I mean, this is not 100% the case, but what I found usually is the really good premium players, a lot of times, they're kind of hard to, because they're so high in demand, they're kind of hard to play with because it's like they're not hard to,
Yep.
they're so much in demand that getting booked with them solid all the time is kind of hard because they're in such demand. But those kind of players are usually the easiest to work with that I've found. The really good players that are, they bring something to the table, and you always know they're going to bring their A game, and
Yeah.
they're just so easy to work with usually. I mean, every once in a while I get these prima donna people but usually they're not, the really good players are not like that. The really good players are usually pretty easy to work with,
That's just a people thing. If you've been in business and corporations, you got that same people.
Yeah.
A corner office type that may or may not be that good, but there they are, and they think they're all that in a bag of Xerox copiers. And
Well,
Well,
sometimes
go ahead.
sometimes I kind of wonder if a lot of that bravado bullshit is more insecurity than
Of
anything
course
else,
it is.
you know.
We're all insecure on some level.
Yeah.
Of course. And yeah, some people choose to deal with that by bluffing their way through it. I'm the greatest.
Yeah, but those people are.
I'm not sure I'm
crazy
that
to
good,
see
but,
through.
but if I tell everyone I'm the greatest, maybe I'll start to believe it.
Yeah.
That's how
Usually
it works.
in music that doesn't work very well, though. You know?
Well, no, at some point the rubber's got to meet the road. You know, and again, we were talking sports earlier. It's pretty simple. That's why I think people like sports so much. On this play, you performed or you didn't. Your team won the game or you didn't.
Yeah.
And that's why we love certain players, because when the pressure's on, when the situation is critical and they have to make a play to win, or if they don't make the play, they go home and they make the play, we go, oh, that guy's a hero,
Yeah.
Music,
I mean-
it's the same, but it's not so obvious,
I understand what Doug's saying about like it's hard to it is hard to get with the people that are I hate to say the word like good, because that's throwing what I'm trying to get at is like, because they're always so booked up and because they got so many things going on, it is a little difficult, and I do understand that, because I'm not good by any means, but I'm always booked up, and it's hard to everybody's always reaching out to me and everything, and I like it and everything, but hey, it could be a couple weeks at least before I can get to that track, depending on like the difficulty of it. Like if it's a really hard track, well then I might put that one aside for a few weeks and get a couple of the other easier ones out, for time management. But I do understand what Doug is saying about that a little bit. But yeah.
But if you weren't good, James, you wouldn't be in demand. So
God, that's pretty simple.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
There's been-
being good and having good sounding drums is two different things.
Well, no, but again, if you have great sounding drums and you can't play them, what's the point?
Right.
If you put a Stradivarius in the hand of a 7-year-old who's just picking up the Suzuki method, it's not going to be that good. Just
Right.
isn't. So yeah.
Fair.
Zach, Bobby was ill right as I kind of came into the community. He was sick with COVID and never recovered from it. So I never met Bobby. I didn't know him. I know of him. But, unfortunately, he passed away either 21 or 22. I don't remember. Anyway.
My
Did the
furnace
furnace
is
kick
back
on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doug's getting cold. Yeah, see, that never happens here because we just don't run our furnace. My wife and I both love living in a meat locker and sleeping when it's cold, so I don't run a lot of heat here.
Well, I'm not sleeping, so I like I like the size to be cool when I'm sleeping, but I'm not sleeping right now.
We have I've got a fireplace insert that's an electric heater, so when it gets a little cold, I'll turn that on. And I've got a little portable one in my office to keep my feet warm when it's really cold, which it just hasn't been here in Denver this year.
Yep,
Someday,
understand
I
that.
hope.
Mine's not very loud, my heat in this house, but
That's good.
I do the same thing. I have little heaters and stuff, and technically I have 2 wood-burning stoves that don't work.
Yeah.
So.
So you have no wood-burning stoves.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the guy, he said he said you can try it if you want to, but if you're going to do it, I would have a fire extinguisher on hand, and I would have a fireplace grenade on hand. I
I'm
said-
sorry, what the hell is a fireplace grenade?
Apparently, it's like this grenade that you throw in there, and when you throw it in there, it like boofs and puts everything out, all the fires. It's like a powder. It's like a white powder, and it puts
Oh.
everything out inside the chimney or anything, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'd take a blanket and start a fire outside before I would do that kind of shit. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
He said the wood burning stove is your stove itself up here on the second floor is good to go, but your chimneys are not in good shape. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna do it, that's what I would suggest. I'm like, well, I'll pass. I'll keep the regular heat on.
Yeah, I think that's probably wise. Yeah.
Be like Griswold Christmas there.
I still like that movie.
I love that.
I have, and I go through like phases with Christmas movies. You know, like that one's remains. I liked A Christmas Story for a couple years. Now I'm just totally over it now.
Yeah.
No interest. I like Elf still. I was really into Bad Santa for a couple years. Now I'm not so much into it.
Do you have any traditional that you have to watch?
No, not so much. Elf is borderline traditional. The other one, Fred Claus. You guys know that one with Vince Vaughn?
I've heard of it.
And Paul Giamatti is Santa Claus, and Fred's his brother. I love that movie. Kevin Spacey plays a total irredeemable asshole. Shocker, right? But
In
it's
real
a
life,
great
too.
movie. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's typecasting. Well, I guess that's not true because Santa Claus does manage to redeem him in the end, but he's a total corporate douchebag for the entire movie. But that's a cute movie, and I really like to watch that one. And then others come and go. You know,
Silent here now.
the old school ones. Who could get tired of Rudolph? You know, the old claymation. I mean, it's a classic. Frosty the Snowman, meh, I don't like that one that much.
I didn't like any of those.
Yeah, that was a little cheesy. And there was a lot of other ones that kind of came out in that era.
The only one I have to watch every year, and this is going to be so corny. I mean, this is like, Jesus, what's wrong with you? And that's It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay, yeah. See, U2 Police likes that one too. Not one of my faves, but that's just me.
Well, it's Jimmy Stewart, for crying out loud. And it was made
Well,
in
yeah.
the 40s, for crying out loud.
Jimmy
it's like-
Stewart is great, but yeah, the movie is a little...
and it's, it's kind of bad acting and stuff because it was made in the 40s. I mean, so...
Yeah. Now, here's a question. Which one? Because The Christmas Carol has been remade
A lot of times.
multiple times. George C. Scott played Scrooge one time, and I thought was fantastic. The adaptation that Bill Murray was in, Scrooged, that one's damn good. I enjoy that one. But, there's been a multiple version. The story itself is a classic, and I love it. And there you go. See, Scrooged.
My favorite one, my favorite Scrooge was...
Hey, Laurie.
Was probably the first one I ever watched, and it was the Mr. Magoo character was Scrooge. Remember that one?
Oh, that cartoon. Yes, that was great. And of course,
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, Mr. Magoo, the same actor that was on Gilligan's Island.
Jim Backus, yeah.
Jim Backus, who's
I'm gonna go you dead again.
great voice on that guy.
He was blind as Mr. Magoo was. I was driving down the road the other day. I shouldn't probably tell you this because they're gonna take my license away any day now. But because I'm kind of blind, I'm getting kind of blind, and it's getting worse and worse. And I was driving down the road the other day, and I just magically hit every fucking green light that there was. Which you never do that,
Yeah.
And I thought, was that just my imagination, or am I turning into Mr. Magoo? Dun, 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 the music and shit. It was like...
Yeah, well, that's something to pay attention to. Yeah, the guy that hit me last year and wiped out my car, he swore he had the green light. All the witnesses disagreed, as did the police, but he thought he had the green light, so yeah.
That's kind of what I was wondering about myself the other day.
I like when I was younger, I used to watch the Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Santa Claus, yeah.
Well, you know what? Honestly, those movies are cute as hell. The original one, I loved it. Tim Allen is I like him.
The original one.
The one that had Jack Frost in it, that actor, I hate that one. I hate that movie. I dislike Well, it's Martin Short, who I don't love anyway, although he's been in some good things. But I loathed him in that movie. I wanted to rip off his pointed nose and shove it in his Jingle Bells. Yeah. I mean, I really have an adverse reaction. The other movies I liked a lot. The Santa Claus was a great movie. The Santa Claus 2, where he dates the school teacher and they end up getting married. That's adorable. That's
Is that
a cute
Tim
movie.
Allen? Was that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen, okay, yeah.
Yeah, who hated playing that role, by the way. But,
Oh, really?
yeah, they got him to do it 3 and 4 because they threw a sleigh load of cash at him.
That always helps.
Well, and I get actors, when you have to go through that unbelievably heavy makeup and you got to sit there
Yeah.
for 6 hours and then you put it on and you shoot for an hour and then you're out. And I get it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, they had him pretty, and he was in a costume that probably weighed about.
oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he had to have been sweating like a dog. In that
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
you know what I
Well,
mean?
that fat suit was probably 50 pounds of actual. Yeah, exactly. Here Christmas is away in the past and we're already on a
Well, we're
you know,
kind of
and-
stuck in the past, you know what I
Then
mean?
you got the version where he's plastic, right? In Santa Claus 2, so
Yes.
all that makeup.
Yeah.
Didn't see that.
Yeah, that's why he did not want to do number 3, but they said, okay, how about this much money? And he goes, keep going. If we add another 0, will you do it? Yes. I get it.
That's-
We all have a price, don't we?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
that's Dougie's house. That's all his guitars.
$5.
Yeah, all his
Oh,
guitars and
wow.
amps. Well, not all his guitars, not all his amps. He's got others, but that's a lot of them.
Who's asking that?
Do they have
Lori.
price tags on them? Are they for sale?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm just raking in the money here at this Dougie.
Yeah.
Oogie
Hey, thanks for stopping in,
Music
you
Store.
too, please. Appreciate it,
Oogie,
man.
Oogie Music Store. I like it. You
Oogie
should do
Music
that.
Store, yeah.
I could see you being that guy behind the counter just jamming on guitars as they all come in. Like, ooh, I just got someone brought in a 1956 relic, and you start playing it.
Yeah,
That'd be fun, huh?
exactly.
My luck, I'd probably drop it.
Hi, Rhett from the Mixed Club. Good to see you. I almost highlighted your other comment.
Hey, Rat.
I'm glad I did not. Yes. Help him out, Lori. Yeah. Rhett's naughty.
Oh, he's always naughty. That's just Rat.
Yep, indeed.
Wouldn't be Rat if it wasn't naughty. Balls.
Exactly. Did I get you the link, Rhett? Or did I forget to do that like I forgot to do 3 other things for this show?
I always know when Rhett says my name because he never spells it right.
Yeah. Well, that's spelled right.
The first one is.
Da Santa.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta say it like I'm in Boston. Boston. I'm in Boston.
Yeah. Well, put a 1 in the chat if you want to come up, Rhett. I'll find you and I'll send you the link. But anywho, yeah, we got
Night-o. Night there.
because yeah, Rhett sent me some stuff to look at, and I looked at part of it, but I didn't
As soon
finish
as you
looking at
pulled
all.
that stuff on the whatever you're doing there, your camera froze.
Interesting. I'm doing my usual. I got probably too much crap running. I've got Logic and all my book publishing stuff, so I'm
That'll do it.
probably taxing the computer a little bit, even though this computer has oodles of horsepower and RAM, but I like to see how far I can push it. I think it's the stream. I think it may be YouTube tonight, because I actually cleaned up the computer and turned off a lot of shit today.
Oh, if it
And
was YouTube,
restarted
wouldn't
it.
it be all of us?
Well, no, because I've got my connection with YouTube and or StreamYard and that.
Fair enough.
So yeah. So you never do know, and it's been behaving pretty good here of late. So it may just be my turn in the YouTube flaky barrel or StreamYard flaky barrel.
StreamYard, yeah.
Could have that open.
Fair enough, Red. All good, man. You're always welcome. All right. Well, I told everybody at the beginning of the show that I had found a new artist, and
Oh yeah.
and I'm going to play it because I want to go get a reload on this. So I'm going to play this artist, and
Good
just
shout out.
random came across my YouTube suggestions thing, and I clicked on it. Like, oh, okay, I like this. So this is a new artist, and we'll check this out. And this artist's name is, I gotta find it, Irene Shapes. And this is, I think this single came out like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, and it's called Not a Saint. And the artist again, Irene Shapes, everybody. So let's check it out.
All right.
Constraining me, a pure I said, I'm left to feel alone. They press me not to leave. I mean, I won't feel. I know this was hard. I got bad TV that lies to me. Waiting every step, and what else? Should I try and find a way to survive? Wearing things on me, we wanna break the morning, give it all to the machine. Once you give it all, there's no way around that. Maybe I should just move to Norway. I'm gonna freeze for the coins to steal. Oh, what a lie, real life. Mama saddled me a great asset, someone to rely on. But I have no kids, no man waits at all. What's meant to be? Help me, help me. We wanna break the morning, when it makes it harder to see. Can't let the social gather, they give it all to the machine. Once you give in, there's no way around that. And you won't be a saint, you won't be a saint, oh.
Oh yeah.
All right, that was good, huh?
That
Yeah.
was killer, man. That
I
was
like
great.
it. And, folks, she's got like a couple hundred subs is all.
Really.
I mean, yeah, that was the thing. I got looking at it and I said, oh, this sounds really good. And blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay, well, more than I said. Yeah, 866. So still under 1,000 subs. So if you liked, go check her out. Give her a sub. Thumb her up. All that kind of stuff. But yeah, just an independent artist, just the same as us. She recorded it, produced it, did all the stuff herself like we all do. Got a little help with the video. So, one of us.
Yeah. Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's why I thought I'd share that. So yeah, hey, Clayton Von Kluge, what's
Yeah, hey,
going
Clay.
on? Good to see you,
Hey.
Clayton. A good dude there. Who was at
Yeah.
my premiere last night, which I appreciate. Lori is trying to teach an old dumb dog new tricks, because previously if I did a video I'd get it done, and I'd be happy about that. And then I'd get on with my life, and then, a weekend would come around, and I'd had a couple drinks. It's like, hey, I should put my video out. And so I'd hit Insta Premiere, and she's like, yeah, what are you doing? Set it up, give people an opportunity to come. I'm like, okay. So I'm learning at the knee of the master in that, and trying to get better about this sort of thing, because I've actually got music and I've actually got videos. So yay.
I did the same thing. So I'm new to the Premiere thing. I've only done like 2 or 3 of them maybe. So I get it.
Yeah. I again, you don't know until you know, right?
Right. Absolutely.
But, it's good because there are people here that will help you and take you aside and go, Junior. In my case, Senior. Be better. Here's how this is actually done. Oh, okay.
I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Well, allegedly. I mean, it's harder to teach an old dog new tricks, but we can be taught.
That's true. They always say like the older generations were always more stubborn.
Well, no, I don't know about stubborn. I mean, potentially, I've said this for years, people dislike change. They just do. We're wired that way.
Even I don't like it. I get it.
No,
I'm kidding.
and the older you get, you just naturally become slightly more resistant to change.
Yeah.
Because you've been
You
around
like to
and
do
familiar.
things.
Yeah, so that's
Back
where
in
that
the
old
good old days, we used to rock. Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, now Marie's given us the 411 on her, and I saw some of that it's, no AI and everything. And if it's true, the other part, hey, Frank, she's Italian, so there you go. So Frank's got a new friend, right?
Mamma mia.
Hey, she's an Italian, huh? I guess she looked a little Italian. Ah. I have no idea what that means, but
I don't know what the hell half that shit means.
but that all right. Yeah, that's right. Ding.
And when it comes from red, I just consider there's got to be some kind of spelling error going on there.
Yeah. For occasionally. That's right. Here we're getting the extra. We know we can tell the relative temperature there in Washington.
It's I know it's colder now than it's been all year.
It cooled off a little bit here today, but no snow in the forecast, which sucks.
I thought it was snow this morning. It was just not. It was just frost. It was very, very heavy frost.
If it doesn't snow, I'm good with that because my kid's going from Spokane, driving over to Bozeman tomorrow to check up on my dad. So.
Oh, it's clear sky, sunshine, and just colder than shit right now.
Okay,
so.
good. Yeah, because there's 2 passes between Spokane and Bozeman that are dicey when it
4th
gets
of July and Lookout. I do know them well.
Yeah, and Lookout is well named. Look out! I got no words.
Well, the funny this I gotta for people who don't know this part because very few people know this, but on that road going through those passes, there's a town called Wallace, right? Wallace,
Yes.
Idaho.
Wallace is a cool town.
Well, the thing that's really interesting about Wallace is, okay, it just went off, so now it's really quiet again. But between, and Lori, this is something you might be interested in, between Boston and Seattle is I-90. That runs between, I-90 goes across the country, right?
Right.
Well, and this just changed in the last few years, but there was one spot in I-90 from Boston to Seattle, only one spot that had a red light, and that was in Wallace. Well, Wallace was famous because it was a brothel town, right?
Yes.
So,
Well, and for context, it's an old mining town.
it's an old mining town, but it had a reputation, and so the ladies of the night were frequent in that town, and so it was kind of ironic that in the entire width of this country, the one place that had a red light was the place that was appropriately should have a red light.
Yeah. We stopped at Wallace last time we were up that way and just hung out in town for a day. It's a cool town. You know,
It's a
and
population about 200 people.
yeah. So it's not a lot of people there, but cool old buildings, and they've got a great mining museum there, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm a history fan, as you folks should know, because that's what I do for a living, and so
Yeah.
I always stop in places like that.
It was one of those places that probably was booming during the mining time.
Oh yeah,
And then
yeah,
now
up
it's
until
sort of,
almost the early '60s.
Well, even past there, because I mean, just down the road you had Kellogg, and we played in Osborne, which was just like 5 miles up the road from
Yeah.
Kellogg, and that was going on. The Sunshine Mining Company and so forth. That was going on clear up until the '80s when they had a big accident at that mine, and then they kind of shut down as a result of a few miners died in that accident. And blah blah.
It
blah.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yes. And my doctor said I should drink a little whiskey for my dental work, and by
There
the
you
way,
go.
I'm calling myself the doctor.
yeah. My doctor said my liver needed a whiskey today, so
Yeah, no, a little unusual to drink during the week, but it helps a little bit. And today's the worst day since it happened. I think the rest of the time it'll be good, and I go back and get a checkup and go, and then finally get my tooth in 3 months, the one that's missing. So that'll be good, and I'll be able to chew evenly on both sides, and won't that be exciting? Because that'll be in time for summer barbecue season, and
yeah.
looking
Indeed.
forward to that.
yeah,
big stuff,
even
right?
spring, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I smoke year round. I really do, but
Me too.
like I'm not.
I do too. Yeah.
But
But
I'm
I
not
smoke
gonna-
this really good.
I'm not going to smoke any meat until probably, I don't know, maybe next weekend. Maybe I'll get a brisket and smoke. Yeah, my brother made brisket last week, and the texture was superb. His flavor profile was it was okay. Whereas last time he came to my place, everybody raved about the taste, but the texture was not nearly as good. So we gotta combine forces here and figure out what each other is doing, and I'll share my rub with him, and figure
all
out
important.
his technique and get it perfect.
There you go.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you grill it? I'm guessing, right?
Oh no, I have a smoker.
Smoker.
That is,
Okay.
yeah, and that I'll put a piece of meat on, and it'll smoke for anywhere between 4 and 12 hours, depending on what cut of meat it is. And yeah, and everybody has their specialty. I can smoke wings. My wings are nothing special. My brother makes great smoked wings. My brisket is a little bit better than his taste-wise, and then nobody can touch my pulled pork. My pulled pork is just, it's money every time, but I got it down, so. Yeah, are we getting hungry out there, folks?
I
all
am.
all the
Yeah.
vegetarians are going, not so much.
I'm holding my tongue back. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm perpetually hungry right now because I can't eat a lot of the things I'd like to eat because I have to be careful for the next 2 more days, and then I can go back to.
Ooh. Don't you hate that?
Exactly,
can't-
Gary.
It's like, I have beer in my refrigerator that I've had for like 5 years. Shows you how much beer I drink.
Yeah.
But if all of a sudden somebody said, you can't drink beer, then what would I be doing? I would be like looking at
Yeah.
the beer in my fridge that I haven't touched for 5 years and be going, I'd sure like a beer right now.
Well, that's it. I made guacamole for this barbecue, and I brought the leftovers, and I keep looking at it in the fridge, going, oh, it's not getting better, but I can't eat chips, so and I'm not going to just spoon and eat guacamole because
Can you make
you
chips
can.
by hand, like out of potatoes and eat them?
no.
You
Yeah,
know,
again, well, they got to be stout enough to hold the guacamole up, and again, I can't eat anything that's potentially sharp or hard.
you want to know something really good with guacamole? Eggs in the morning.
Yeah, now my kid does that. He makes breakfast burritos for himself. That's what he takes to work all week, and he puts guacamole in there. And I told him,
Onions.
Dude.
Guacamole.
eat up this guacamole because it's going to go bad if we don't get
Yeah.
it in the next couple days. Because it doesn't taste bad, but it just gets oxidized and it just doesn't look very good.
Yeah. I mean, it turned brown real quick. That's
Yeah.
the problem. It becomes oxidized. Avocados are famous for that shit. Cut them and they just start turning brown almost instantly. Kind of like coffee. This is what people don't know about coffee. It's like when I was in microbiology, when I was in college, we took some coffee and then we had a lab in the afternoon. And this was in the morning, and so took this coffee, and then by the afternoon, we were looking at it, and it's like within 6 hours, coffee already had mold.
Oh, that's not good.
And people say, "Oh yeah, this is really strong." It's like, because I love strong coffee, but it has to be fresh, strong. People kind of keep that confused. It's like, "Yeah, this coffee's been brewing for 12 hours, and it's really good and strong."
Like Navy. Yeah, diesel
No.
oil coffee. No, that's not good. Yes, Rhett, I use lime juice. Lime juice minimizes the oxidation. Now, for like apples and things like that, lemon is the way to go. But lime for guacamole, because it's part of the flavor profile of it. So that's an actual good, intelligent question. And you could go to my channel and my guacamole recipe, and I'll show you how to make it. So there you go.
I watched your method. It's well advertised. Except your arm kind of got in the way, It's like,
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, again, the chef part of it was really good. The videography could have been better. Yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of it like, hey, I'm doing this. And, I'm like, what? What the hell is he doing? I'm seeing this giant Popeye arm, and what the hell is he doing? So, yeah, that wasn't great. So, for the next couple food videos, I'm going to try and improve the camera angle a little bit.
Yeah, just move it to the other side.
Well, I mean, I've got a galley kitchen, so it's not possible.
That's
I mean,
true.
to the
Yeah,
other
that's
side
right.
of the stove.
Yeah, well, again, I've got narrow space, and yeah, so I'm gonna try and do a little angle and a little overhead and see if I can't make that look a little better. But yeah, if I ever got hired on a yacht or something, it would be great for me because I'd get in there and go, man, all this room, I don't know what to do. My kitchen is
I
tight.
figured you got probably your stove slot, so I'm assuming that you have you have space on the right of your stove and you have space on the left of your stove because there's a stove slot, right? So
When we assume, we make an ass of you and me.
okay, fair
No,
enough.
my stove is up against the wall, and I've got a very small counter and then the refrigerator. And then on the other side, I've got the sink, dishwasher, and a little bit more counter space. But yeah, it's not a huge kitchen by any stretch. To the point where I balance my cutting board on the kitchen sink to cut some things, which is not safety-wise the best thing to do. But
No.
when you got tight space, you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've owned this house for over 30 years, so I'm used to it. Everyone who comes in and marvels at it. It's like, how in the world can you cook all this stuff in that little tiny kitchen? Well, I got a double oven, and the microwave is right on top of it, and yeah, that helps a lot. And I got all my stuff out on the deck. I've got a barbecue grill, I've got a smoker, I've got a pizza oven. So
In the
a
summertime,
lot of my
probably
cooking is outdoors.
Yeah, in the summertime, definitely.
Well, as long as the wind is not blowing over 30 miles an hour and the snow's not too deep, I mean, I use my grill and my smoker year round. I do have a little cover over my grill and smoker, so keeps a little bit of the weather off.
Haven't had the opportunity to get one of those yet.
Yeah, well, again, you're a new homeowner and it's a process. Again, I've been here forever, so.
Yeah. I got a charcoal grill. Heck yeah.
Oh, hey, those things are good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this is like one of my pet peeves, boys and girls, and you're going to be laid into it. Charcoal grills are great, but yet so many people take a can and throw all these petrochemicals on there and light it, and then wonder why their meat is nasty.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. Get the chimney, put the briquettes in there, start them like that, and then put them in the grill. And charcoal grills are fantastic.
You just wait till the coals get white.
Yeah, it's just
I'm reading
not
the
that
chat,
hard.
laughing at the chat. Rhett just sucked some bong water.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what clay you're talking about. You misspelled something, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jade, she changed her entire diet.
Yeah,
this week.
yeah, she's changing, just looking to knock off those last stubborn bits, and so I hope that works out for you.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh.
You and W.C. Fields, right? His famous line, I don't like
chicken
water because fish fornicate in it. Which is
That
true.
pretty good. Oh, my little chicken deed.
Yeah. But living where I live, I love water. My water is excellent from the city here. And at this altitude, if you don't drink a lot of water, your life is bad.
You're just naturally high, aren't you?
I am. Well, that's the thing. I'm a mile high when I roll out of bed before I do anything. I'm a mile high before I get my socks on. So, and we go from there.
No sickle cell anemia where you're living, eh?
Well, interestingly enough, you mentioned the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had a player, Ryan, and I can't remember his last name, but he could not play in Denver
I remember.
because
There's a few
of the
players like
altitude.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the altitude here is no joke.
No.
People have asked me, I'll sing something, like, how in the world do you hold a note that long? Well, because to breathe in and out and stay alive here, you got to have a lot of lung power. So, but yeah, touring bands who come from low places, and every time you see like YouTube or whoever on Red Rocks on the videos, they always go, God, it's high up here, and yeah, it is, and if you're not used to it. But that's why the Olympic Training Center is located down in Colorado Springs, because you train at altitude, and then you go to lower altitude, and your lungs are like, let's go. It does not last very long. It's a couple weeks, but that's why they train here, because it works.
I have well water here. I don't drink the water.
Yeah, that's kind of nice, having well water.
Yeah, I don't have to pay for it. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
Until your well goes out, which I've had that happen before.
Yeah.
yeah, that's less than ideal.
Yeah, it's got ching ka ching ka ching.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's
in the city, you're paying like $15, $25 at least. When I was in a house, I was paying like 100 something for water. So you figure you're paying 100 every month at least. It adds up.
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely does. Well, and here it's dry as it is to try and keep my garden and grass alive. Yeah, my water bill in the summer is a little high,
Yeah. That too.
but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's kind of nice where I'm at, because I'm in this senior community thing, and there's the water's paid for, so
That's
water, garbage, all that kind of stuff's paid for. So
Okay. The last community I was in, they didn't pay for water. But when I lived in apartments, they paid for water.
Yeah. Well, that could be any number of roads here in Colorado, but probably the $1 Million Highway between Silverton, Colorado, and Ouray, Colorado. Notorious for there are no guardrails. You can't, because you got to plow the snow off and dump it down the canyon, and it's a long ways down. And that's a fun road to drive. It's butt puckering in the summer. In the winter, it's super butt puckering. But
gotta love those roads. No,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Big-
sewage charges too.
Well,
I
yeah.
was reading Lori's comment there. Yeah, every time you flush.
Yeah.
No sewage problems here, or charges.
Yeah, I got one toilet, so it got a leaky, flapper thing. and I've replaced it in the past, but it's got a cabinet built over it, for storage. And I got to take the cabinet down, disassemble it to get into and do the stuff. And I've been putting it off for 6 months because I just jiggle the handle so it doesn't thing. And, but at some point I'm going to have to change it out.
Yeah. I hate that kind of
Yeah, I've been putting mine off. I have a bathroom here on the second floor that doesn't work. Well, the sink works, but the toilet does not. It is shut off. I have a brand new toilet that I bought for it, but I haven't. I want to do like new tile on the floor and stuff too in there. So
Yeah, well, that doesn't make sense to put the toilet on until you do the tile.
yeah.
Yep, been there, done that. I've rehabbed both my bathrooms. Well, both of them twice, actually. Again, I've been here forever, but I tore them both down to the studs.
Wow.
Nice.
And redid them. And what's funny, I had the house appraised, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. And the gal came in and was looking at the downstairs bathroom. She goes, "Wow, a new refreshed bathroom. This is great. That helps your value and everything," because we were refinancing whatever we were doing. And I'm like, yeah. And she walked out, and I thought, I did it 8 years ago. So do you think it looks brand new? Yay me. And then, but less than a year later, I'm down there and I'm showering. I'm like, and I'm just, I'm getting a hint of mold smell. And I'm like, this ain't good. And so went ahead and said, let's choose and let's refresh this bathroom. And I tore the wall down, and sure enough, I had a very small leak in the pipes behind the wall there. And it was so, and mold is not a good, thank God, again, in Colorado, we're so dry, it wasn't a bad problem. And I replaced a couple of the studs, and I bleached and all that kind of stuff. And then I put concrete backer up and retiled and
Oh, nice.
redid all the plumbing.
That's a basement one you said, huh?
Well, it's sub a little bit because I have a tri-level. So, I've got an upstairs, and I'm in the bottom level. That's where my office and where this bathroom is. But it's only partially underground like tri-levels are. So,
Okay, I have a tri-level too, but I'm on a slab.
okay. Yeah, this is not in Colorado. I'm technically in the basement, but it's like a half basement, really.
Yep.
Now, there's a lot of places in Colorado that have full basements, but and again, at different sets of problems. We have what's called bentonite, which is a clay. When it gets wet, it moves. It's very slippery, and there's a lot of places in Colorado that your foundation cracks, and it's not good. I've never had that problem here. I don't have that soil right where I live, but it runs in bands all across the Front Range here.
Yeah, at least you're not in California or Florida, or good luck when you got that kind of situation because you got sinkholes and all kinds of crap that goes on.
Yeah, well, it's like every place has their own little,
Yeah,
we have
Florida
that.
doesn't have a lot. Most Florida doesn't have basements. I know
Oh no, you
that.
can't,
Yeah.
because you'd have an indoor swimming pool.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't want one. That's not good. And all the critters. Yeah, that's what I don't like about Florida. I don't like humidity. I'm just
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
super
not
humid.
used to it, and Florida is humid and
It wipes you out.
bugs. Yeah, I hate it. If I'm wetter when I'm out of the shower rather than in it, that's not good, in my view. So,
I know.
yeah.
My ex and I had a timeshare in Cancun, and that would be the case. You get out of the shower, and as soon as you got out of the shower, within 2 minutes, you were as wet as you were before. It's like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, not good. I don't enjoy that. And, Lori can attest, in the humidity, my hair goes nuts.
Oh.
It's just, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, mine gets really curly, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
mine's already
that's
really
true.
pretty wavy. But yeah, wet, it gets just really massively curly. It looks like I went and got a perm with the length that my hair is now. You know?
I'm laughing because my old girlfriend from college, it's my freshman year in college, and she would get perms, and she convinced me, hey, you ought to get a perm. Well, I wanted to see her boobs, so yeah, whatever. So I went in there. Oh my God, what a mistake! Because I've always had very blonde hair. So I go in, I get this, and I look like a fucking Q-tip. It's ridiculous. And my hair stayed wavy for almost 2 years. Finally grew out and everything. But yeah, that was not a good look.
They didn't make straighteners back then, huh?
Well, maybe they did. Not going. What do
Yeah,
I
they
know?
did.
I went along with the perm thing. So, but
I'm
yeah,
assuming
I was out.
I'm assuming this was the 70s when we were all doing that fucking shit.
Yeah, early 80. Yeah, it was
Early
1980.
80.
1980. Yeah.
Yeah, because I did some perming in the late 70s.
Oh, that was the thing you did. But yeah,
And I went through.
it did not work for me.
Went through the multiple hair color thing, that with multiple hair color at the same
See, I
time.
never did. After I mean, in this respect, it was a good thing because I'm like, somebody, oh, you should color your hair. Nope. Oh, you should do this. Nope. And my roommate later on was a hairdresser. That's what she did, and she would always like, oh, you should do this and that and everything. And at one point I said, I appreciate what you do and I respect you professionally, but your hair looks terrible compared to mine. Why would I do any of these things that you're suggesting? I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. And
Yeah.
Most hairstylists, a lot of them that I know, have different hairstyles because they often practice on themselves. And
yeah,
stuff too.
and it doesn't always work out. And that was her. Yeah, Sandy the hairdresser, who ended up marrying my buddy from college. He moved up here, and he was my. And I don't know. One night we went to a bar, and we had a snowstorm. We got stuck, kind of up there. And next thing I know, they're a couple and they're a thing. And last I knew, Sandy and Fred were still married. So it's been 35 years. So good for them.
Spray some Aqua Net on it; it'll be all right.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't that from the Grease? Sandy and Danny?
I'm just going to put that up there. I have no context or anything else, but he said boobs. So there you go.
Yeah, well, that got my attention too.
Well, that's what happens in men.
Good night, Frank.
Boobs? Yeah. Frank is like, oh, boobs, I'm out. Or am I? maybe he meant to be out, and he's like, nope, boobs. What am I missing? Yeah. Good night, Frank. It is way past his bedtime.
Oh, way past. It's like he's probably delirious by now.
Yeah, probably. Well, he's
Especially
got a
after
real
that bong
job.
water.
Yeah, he's still a real person, So
Yeah, exactly.
Especially after that bong water that he said he just swallowed.
No, that was Frank?
was-
That
no,
wasn't
that was-
Frank.
no,
that
that
was
wasn't
me.
Frank.
That was Rat. That was
No, that was Rat.
Yeah, Red is in the bong water. No, Frank is.
Frank, yeah.
Yeah, don't. Frank is not hitting the bong.
No, Frank's not.
Let's be very clear
Maybe he
here,
needs
folks.
to hit the bong.
Don't misunderstand. The chat gets a little convoluted, but I feel 100% confident Frank Terzo is not hitting the bong.
No.
Just telling you now.
I need to hit the
I was
bong.
talking about Rat.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably, well, you had a big day, so yeah, shut her down. Wrap it up, Lori. We're going to be here for a while, but you can go to sleep with the dulcet tones of my voice. Go to sleep, my Lori.
Brahms. Start going into Brahms.
Something like that.
And good night. My voice is kind of gone again. It's like I don't know what the hell's up with my voice lately, but I go through these hoarse periods. It's
Yeah. How about drainage? Are you experiencing a lot of drainage with the kind of weather fluctuating?
not since I've been wearing my Depends. No.
I walked into that one.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
All
Couldn't
right.
help that one.
Trying to ask
No,
a serious
actually,
question.
there's no drainage. It's just all of a sudden it's like no, my voice will just suddenly get hoarse. I mean, it's like
Interesting.
yeah, I've noticed this in the last couple of years. Every once in a while, and usually more in the winter, but not
Okay,
always.
well, that's why I was asking about the drainage, because that is the only thing that can roughen up my voice a little bit if I get excess drainage.
Yeah, no, that hasn't been happening. No Bernie type post nasal drip thing going on. So no, that happens when that goes on, but that's not. It's been pretty clear. It's just
Okay.
it's random shit. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, correct, Jade, which is why I emphasize that Frank is clean and straight as an arrow, because he figured it out. That those were not his friends.
Right. Yeah.
Which, I applaud my youngest son, too. He figured out, by the time he was 26, that, you know what? He can smoke weed, and that's okay for him. Alcohol is not his buddy. He's just not a good drinker. And so, okay, cool,
Yeah. I'm pretty light on the alcohol.
More for his older brother and me.
I like to drink once in a while, but for the most part, no, I'm not.
This is going to be my, having a little bit tonight. I may or may not have any tomorrow. I kind of pre-gamed, and so I probably
Now
won't.
down we're here, I might have to have a drink, but
Yeah, it depends if I think my sister-in-law is coming over to stay, and I'm not sure if she's coming over tomorrow night or Saturday night. Because, yeah, I'll probably have a belt or two with her, so I may abstain tomorrow night. Who knows, by the way, Lori's gone. What's going on in the show there tomorrow? Someone who's paid attention help a brother out.
freedom. Freedom, baby. It's all about freedom.
All about freedom. Okay. Well, I'm sure I've got a American flag shirt someplace. And I'll be free to wear that, or free to not wear a shirt. How about that, Laurie?
Free to be.
Is that what kind of freedom we're talking about?
I have no idea. Yeah. Well, no,
Total.
no pants. That'll be our freedom. Yeah, just sit in
that's
the
like
chat and go.
I'm never wearing pants on that show, so I mean, what the hell's new with that?
Yeah, it won't be any big deal. I often wear pants on that show. I'll be honest, often.
I'm not wearing pants right now, so I mean,
Okay.
seriously, I'm not. See, I'm wearing pajamas. This is
Yeah.
what I normally wear. See them?
Yeah, I'm wearing some. I got my Avalanche fuzzy pants on. So
These aren't pants.
yeah.
Actually, my ex would have called these "Who's your daddy" pants. But
Oh.
I'm curious as to why, and I'm also horrified, all kind of simultaneously.
well, when we were married, it was a long time ago, and it was kind of the expression back then was kind of popular. Was "Who's your daddy?"
Who's
So-
your daddy? Yeah.
So I had a few pairs of pants that I don't think she really approved of. And when I would wear them to work, we both worked at the hospital, and I would go down to where she worked in ICU, and she'd go, "I see you're wearing your Who's Your Daddy pants today." And nothing like embarrassing me in front of all your coworkers and a few doctors and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I'm wearing my Who's Your Daddy pants again that you bought for me.
Oh, there you go. I had a buddy in college who was from Indiana, and of course that was the running joke. Hey, it's Who's Your Daddy? We thought that was clever for half a minute.
Yeah. It sort of lost its pizzazz over the years.
Yeah, like everything else, it got old and tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ doesn't mess around, right? I mean, I'm sure I was driving him nuts because, he's like, hey, can you get your show up? And like, yeah. And I did it at 10 this morning and still fucked it up. 'Cause at least I got the time right this time, but I got the wrong graphic. And as my excellent moderator, Gary, reminded me, forgot to turn off the leaderboard too. But other than that, other than all those fuck ups, I've done a magnificent job.
We're here.
Yeah,
Hey.
we're here.
Hey, here's the skinniest person we know, right here. Hey, Jade,
Jade.
what's going on?
I forgot I can log in from my lounge room.
Yeah, how you feeling?
Great, awesome, amazing. There you
Okay,
go.
well, see, that's always when you go on new medications. There's always that couple days like, am I okay? Am I having a reaction? Is everything good? So that's good.
No, that's absolutely fine.
Excellent.
The only way it can go bad is if I go and eat McDonald's right now.
Oh well,
that would.
yeah,
Well, that's bad for anybody. So
yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're on. That's not going to be great. Although, true confession, I knew I wouldn't be able to eat. So the day of my dental appointment, I had a big McDonald's breakfast. I had 2 Egg McMuffins and a hash browns, and because I'm not eating for another 8 hours or so, and that was okay in that instance.
It's weird, you know. I feel like I'm pacing around the house a lot.
pacing.
Yeah, I keep walking around the house aimlessly like a zombie because
Okay.
I feel hungry, but I don't want to eat.
Okay. Oh, that's
Maybe I injected crack. I don't know.
yeah.
Same
Meth.
shit anyway.
Is it energy from eating good?
No, because my appetite's really suppressed. Like yesterday, I think I had a bowl of nuts and some yogurt. That's my whole. Just wasn't hungry, right?
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like what I go through a lot.
Hey, it's going to save me money.
Well, yeah.
All good.
Well, cool. Well, again, it's all got to do what we can to keep ourselves as healthy as possible.
Absolutely.
Right.
You're not going to get a complaint out of me. I think that's what I spent half of last year doing, trying to get well.
Yeah. Well, and you made good progress, and now you're
Yeah.
just kind of closing the loop.
Yeah, wrap it up and then make some music.
That
Take
sounds
more
good. Like I said at the beginning, I'm pumped about making music. I kind of was on a tear creatively the last couple months, and with Logic, I'm just stoked about the possibilities of just, taking that next step sonically and making things. You pointed out to me, which I really appreciated, said your mixes and your stuff have gotten better and better, which, that's the goal, is to just get
Absolutely.
better.
Yeah. And you'll get better mixes. People can say, this door is better than this one. It's not even that, right?
No.
It's not nothing to do with that. It's just if you're already comfortable with one, which you are with GarageBand,
Yes,
then this is just GarageBand on steroids. right?
exactly. And so I was very familiar with it right away, but now I've got extended capabilities.
It's just a shame you didn't wait for the new creative package.
For me, that's not particularly useful because
Not the same for me as well. It's not
I've got all the Adobe stuff through my work. So yeah,
I think
that
that's why I was so angry when I did the show the other day about it. I was so angry when I did this show only because I have to pay for it because of my channel.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, yay, there's $200 a year I have to pay for. I can claim it on tax. So that's
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's a legitimate business expense because it's what you do. I mean, my company writes off my Adobe expenses because, I can't do my job without them. And I write off part of some of the software that I personally own that, I use for business. So,
Yeah.
and some of it gets used on music sometimes too.
I do that for Adobe.
Don't tell anyone.
I just think I needed to have a spray that day anyway, because every other bloody creator on the channel is just like, Apple? It's like, yeah. They're a big
I
involved
don't know what to
company,
think of it,
relax.
honestly. For me, because that was my thing. I told she said, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, hon, I've gotten to the point I need to upgrade my tool. And she said, yeah, you sure do. I said, no, my music tool. And she goes, well, that too.
Is this thing on?
Yeah. Damn it. I'm
batteries.
speaking out of school here. But I said, buy me an Apple gift card and I'll buy this software that I really am going to get a lot of use out of. And I mean, again, every guitar you see in this picture here, my wife bought me. So she's very behind what I do. She said, okay, big fella, here you go. And I got to say, I mean, I'm not an Apple ball licker. I see they're good and bad. But their gift card thing, I put the number in. It says, great, you got $200. Do you want to buy something?
Yeah.
I said, why, yes, I do. And bought Logic Pro. And, for now, that's going to be great because I own the software. It's mine.
The other good thing is, too, you have a whole new adventure ahead. So much to learn. There's so many great things you're going to pick up.
Yes.
And just go, what? I can do that? And I'm not talking, shortcuts or any, but shortcuts that are built into the software that, even like drums, stuff like that. You guys are talking about drums and having this amazing legend right here about drums. But it still opens a door for a better scratch tracks.
Yes.
So much more, right? Just the little things.
Absolutely.
There's this really good video, right? I'll send it to you. It's by a music academy.
Okay.
And it's like in a forum with a whole bunch of students, and it's this teacher. It's 2 parts. I think it goes for an hour and 20 minutes each one. I watched that once and got so much from it, more than any other tutorial I've ever watched.
Okay, cool.
Because he brought students up on stage and they showed it's just really good. I'll send it to you. You will love it. It's changed the way you think about Logic, right? It's really good.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that. I love, because I teach myself new software all the time, I love learning new things. And like I was playing with it right before the show and picked up a little things. Coldy had sent me a video he had done, which clued me in on a couple little tricks, which I knew conceptually how to do, because I've been studying this knowing I was going to be doing this. But he had a little video and it's like, boop, 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 here's your steps. And I kind of followed those and went, okay, that works great. Now I've got a new tool in my toolbox. What's the next thing?
Yeah.
And
setting up templates for yourself. I can't stress. I always say
well, that's what I looked at that and went, here's the templates Jade was talking about. All right. So what I've done is I've imported a couple old songs.
You get your bass sound, you get it all set in tracks with nothing in it, and just save it as my template.
Yeah.
And you open that for every fucking song, and then every track is going to sound consistent. That's just so simple, right? And so many people don't do it.
I started with a bass template. I started with a blank template and then applied my effects and then saved those presets that I applied and made.
Yes. And I've been doing that in GarageBand with some of the settings, but this is like, again, that on steroids, where it's not just an individual instrument, it's an overall where you open a song and those things are populated.
I know that like Leela has done a lot of stuff for people who are using GarageBand, and she'll take them and she'll pop them into Logic and do a lot of fixing. And
that's the other great thing too. You can bring a GarageBand project straight into Logic.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only had one I brought in 3 as a test. One of them was a little wonky, and it was like it wouldn't let me change or work with the plugins. And it was odd because like it was some of the same plugins, and in one track they worked fine, and in the other track it wouldn't let me do anything. Like, I'm not sure what's all about that, but who knows? It's not a big deal.
Now, I have okay mixes, and one thing that really helped me, I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I learned how to get, the mix and everything, and I set my templates, but then once I actually bought studio monitors that were really good, that just, on that, that just pushed that mix to a whole nother level.
Yeah, I'm relying on, my in-ears are, they're stage in-ears, and they have 12 drivers in them, so they're really good quality. But my next good big purchase is good studio monitors.
It'll change everything. This week, actually, I lie, right? For the last 3 months, I've been trying to hit up IK Multimedia because, like, I'm a small channel, right? And I always try and push them a little bit further to send me something more expensive each time, knowing
Why
full well
not?
there's going to be a breaking point where they go, you know what, you're not that good. And that happened because I thought, oh, they've got these monitors. They're called the iLoud monitors, and they're worth, I don't know, they're worth like $1,800 for a pair. So I was pushing my luck, right?
Right.
And I reached out, and she didn't get back to me. I was like, yeah, I don't think that's happening. And then I reached out again, and she didn't get back to me. Apparently, my email got lost, but she got back to me last week. It was like, I'm going to send you the little Tonex plug, the new Tonex thing. And she goes, but, you know, those monitors, they're a bit pricey. And I was like, it's all right, it's all right. I was expecting it. But instead, she goes, but I'll tell you what I do have for you, because you've already got monitors, don't you? I'll send you out the Arc box, which comes with that Arc microphone, which you can just attach to any monitors, set the mic up, and you do that whole sound test, and it calibrates your room.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even think of that. So thank you so much. It's on its way. I think it's in the Netherlands at the moment, so it's on its way.
Wow.
I can't wait, because that's the thing with monitors. I've watched too many YouTube channels where, sure, monitors do help, but now I'm so skeptical. I think, is my room fully treated right? Am I getting the best out of my monitors? So it's just been troubling me so much.
Yeah.
And it probably is nothing, right?
No, that's a good thing to do, because most rooms are not treated properly. They just aren't.
I just stuck foam anywhere, right?
When I came from my old house, which was a little box, and I moved into here, and I was listening to my mixes back, I was like, oh, I can hear that little box sound versus being here where I can hear that full bass sound, and I'm like, oh, it's totally a different world based on how your room.
Very excited. So we'll see if it makes a difference, because any help is good help, you know.
Absolutely. Well, all incremental, right? Every little step that we can do to get better, and I think that's fantastic.
Well, it's like that last thing I advertised for them, the Arc-On Ear, the headphones one. It's a little amp.
Right.
I doubted that. I thought that was going to be a load of rubbish. But I did the mix for the Maze with that, and that came out way better than without it, because I listened to the mix I did without that box, and the difference is night and day. So
very cool.
There's something to that technology of, you know, mapping the fucking EQ of your headphones or your room or whatever.
Right.
It's definitely a technology that's real. So.
Yeah.
Well, again, technology can be our friend applied properly. But to your point, old sales guy, you ask for the pony. Now, sometimes they go, no, you can't have the pony, but I'll give you a pony ride.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Let's giddy up, motherfucker.
I've always been like that, Chris, with these companies, because you got to know your limit.
But you got to ask.
But sometimes you got to push as well, right?
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
I mean, and sometimes they might give when you didn't expect it, and say, "Whoa, bingo! I scored big time on this one."
Yeah. So
true.
Well, there's something to be said for consistency and, persistence. And that resonates with some people because again, at the end of the day, and this is a long-standing business principle for me, you don't do business with companies. People do business with people.
that's it.
And when you have a little bit of relationship there,
it goes a long ways.
It's ongoing, then that changes the dynamic.
That, or I think she just wanted to get rid of me. Which is okay as well, right?
Yeah, right. Just as good from your standpoint.
Going back to the original, what we were originally talking about, though, shooting the room makes so much sense when you think about it, Yeah. I mean, it really does, because I bet you there's not any fucking room that's really perfect,
No.
Every one of them has their own characteristics and
absolutely
things that you have to deal with, and so shooting the room, and I'm sure that it's probably AI driven, I mean, how else would I be able to know the kind of crap that it needs?
No, it's not. The mic, I think, because I don't know if you've seen how you set them up. So you put the mic in a whole bunch of different positions, press the button, and it does that really high pitched thing. So it's using the microphone to get bounce off the walls, the sounds that are coming, and then it applies it to an EQ first.
Okay.
Yeah, so it
I remember-
sees all the things and corrects
Yeah,
them.
the microphone reads it, corrects it.
I remember
it probably
seeing
does have some AI in it.
I remember seeing somebody do it. It might have been Mike Enjo or somebody was doing it, and I
Yeah,
and I-
he did it too.
did he do that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I saw it then. But
Yeah,
it was
because they sent him the full speakers that come with the mic,
okay.
and that's what got me. I was like, Well, they actually offered me some of those speakers a while ago, and I turned them down. So that's probably, I was a bit stupid because I don't know. my take on it is I don't want to take something from somebody, do a show on it, and then just put it on a shelf. I think that's dishonest, right?
Right. No, it you know.
You want to. It's like when you buy something, you only buy things that you need. So
Right.
I want to review something that I'm going to use.
Yeah, and I think that's honorable, honestly, because there's too many in my business. You know, people like they take stuff and then they didn't really use it or give it a fair thing. It's like, well, what the hell's the point? You know, you don't use this product. Why did you ask for it?
And the other thing is with that stuff, you're not allowed to sell it afterwards.
No, that
they make you sign a piece of paper, so you're not going to resell it.
yeah.
It's still, some people do it, but I think the reason they do it is they might reach out to you again a year later and go, "Hey, we just updated the firmware. You want to you've still got those speakers that we sent you?"
Oh, yes, of course I do. Damn, I got to buy some speakers back.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's good to use one of the programs, but like if you have, I also like go based on like, you go listen to a professional recording of any kind and see how that sounds, and then compare that to what your sound sounds like inside of your recording program. Does it sound that to that level of quality? Can I hear how that sounds? And then just basically using your ears to gauge that sort of adjustment that may be needed.
Just reference is what it is.
It's the modern day reference track without you having to find a reference.
Right.
Exactly.
Pretty
Yeah.
much it. Yeah. If you're not mastering or mixing, seriously to a reference, or mixing at least to a reference track, you probably should start doing it. It's a good idea.
Shooting in the dark, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
If your song sounds similar to an artist, what's it going to hurt? It doesn't mean you sound the same, but if there's textures in there that are similar, why not?
All right.
Exactly. It's like, I like how the bass sounds on this song. How can I get my bass drum to sound like that?
Absolutely.
I like, same thing with every instrument. Yeah.
Well, sometimes it basically just comes down to just a simple: is it loud? Is my volumes correct? Period.
True.
well, that's
And then
a
there's the
big part of
fine-tuning.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, people are not starting with the right baseline, and they again, I've learned from people who know a lot more than I do that they start throwing automation and all this crap on way too early. And you need to set the levels and make sure your levels are proper into relationship with one another, and then you start doing the other little tweaks and the sweetens. But
Well, it starts off with what was your gain staging to begin with? I mean, what was happening when you first recorded that coming in? Did you have the right levels set to begin with? And I mean, it's not so bad with digital stuff like it used to be with analog, but still, it's important. So, and that's something that a lot of people who don't have a lot of experience, they don't really get their levels right to begin with, and then they're battling it from that.
well, that's it. You put yourself behind the 8 ball right from the get-go. I'm curious, are you moving your mouse right now, Doug?
No, because of noise and stuff you're hearing.
No, I'm hearing this banging, clicking.
I got this pin. I'm doing a fucking Johnny Carson thing with the pin. I'm just
Okay. I wonder what that was.
You're
Okay.
banging on shit.
Hey-oh.
Yeah. it's like it's a Letterman did the same thing. You know, he was fucking twitting with fucking pencils and shit all the time.
Yeah. He just
I
didn't
found
bang it
this
on the
sitting here.
mic.
I said here, I found this, and for whatever reason, it just ended up in my hand, and the next thing I'm playing with
All
it.
right.
So.
All right.
I
yeah,
dropped
good.
it.
Take it.
I threw it
Throw
away.
it on the floor.
It's threw it across the room.
I picked up a guitar yesterday and started playing one of my guitars. And one of the pots has just gone in it. Right?
A pot?
I hate that.
Oh.
It's come loose, right? So it's I can screw it back in, but something's happened and the grounding's gone in it. There's just a huge buzz in this guitar, the 7-string. I don't know. Like I haven't played it since last week, so I don't know. And then I picked up one of my other guitars, the Floyd Rose. Same thing. It's got a buzz in it. The pot's gone. So I had to call a guitar shop yesterday, and I got to take that in. Take them both in on Monday. Get them fixed.
Fun.
And
That's
hey,
odd
good.
that
He'll
two
give
of
them
them.
loving, tender care. He'll clean them all up for me. You know, they'll get them back, and they'll be all nice and new. So they just give some love anyway, right?
Yeah, it sucks when the electronics go out like that, but
Yeah, I know shit about fixing. So I can play them. I can't fix them. Whatever.
Again, when we talked about not moving our stuff, I'm sure I've got scratchy pots on a couple of my guitars because I get them set in the position I like. I don't move them. So whenever I move them a little bit, I'm hearing, I'm like, shit. The contacts are dirty because they've been in one place for a year.
My problem is I don't play them enough. That's what the guitar tech guy said. He goes, "Do you play your guitars a lot?" I go, "No." He goes, yeah, you probably should play them a bit more.
Yeah, no, it does help. Well, that's, those of you guys out there with gas, the gear acquisition syndrome. If you're not playing your guitars with at least once a month, you probably don't need that guitar. And move it on, get something else you are going to use. And I'm a big believer in that. Now, I don't always follow. I haven't had my Thunderbird bass out in probably a month. And so I need to crack the case and get that one out. But
yeah, here about a year ago, I had some problems with my Strat, and I play it all the time. But I mean, all of a sudden, it was just like this noise just out of the fucking blue. It was nasty. It was like to the point where I couldn't record the guitar. So my buddy, who's my guitar guy, I called him up, and I took it down. I've taken guitars down to him like in fucking like after dark, But anyway, I took it down to him, and we went around, and the guitar went down to his place probably 3 or 4 times before we finally isolated it. And it was a ground problem, but it was also a pot problem. And it has a Floyd on it. And the grounding issue, what I was noticing was I could actually hear noise when I'd use the Floyd. When I'd hit the Floyd, it was all of a sudden I could hear spring noises and like this 60 cycle hum that was really loud. And at first I was saying, well, it's single coil pickups. Well, no, I've had this guitar for a long time, and yeah, I understand single coil pickups are kind of noisy, but this is not. The noise signal ratio is like 1:1. It's ridiculous. And so anyway, about the 3rd or 4th time of taking it back down, thinking it was fixed, and it get up here and start playing for a little while, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. It turned out to be just a grounding issue, and I ended up replacing a pot too.
I think mine's a grounding issue too.
yeah, they tend to go hand in hand. They just.
It took a while to track
in my
it down,
experience.
though. That was the problem. It took a long time to track it down.
Well, because if you got a cold solder joint or something's moved, it can be kind of intermittent.
And that's what it was,
then
I think.
It's like, taking your car to the auto mechanic and it doesn't do it every time. And they're like,
exactly.
I'm sure you're not imagining this, but I can't find the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to take mine down today, drop them off today, and then I remembered tomorrow I'm doing a live stream recording guitars. And I need 7 string. So it's fine. Like people aren't going to even notice it. I can noise gate it, and it's absolutely fine.
It's not your new Strat, is it? The new Strat guitar?
No. It's my LTD 7 string.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that thing that thing only gets love when I record death metal, right?
Yeah.
I buy guitars for like things I'm doing. So the 5-string bass and the 7 strings when I'm doing death metal. Then I got the Floyd Rose if I'm going to try and attempt to play a solo. Then the new ones for funk, or some funky stuff because it's a Strat. The other one's just for E-tuned metal, and then all the acoustics, right? And I've got 3 basses as well. But yeah, so it doesn't get used that much, the 7-string, and I think that's just what it is. It's
Well, yeah, that's one of those guitars. It's a one-trick pony. It's a damn
Yes.
good trick, but
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, it sounds sludgy. It's beautiful.
yeah,
Sludge.
but that's what it does.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
sludge rich.
Now my
But-
kids,
The other one's got a Floyd, so he's going to reset the Floyd for me because that's something. When I got it, I said it the first time I got it, and I've never touched it since. And I'm pretty sure it needs some love. So,
yeah,
And I learned from YouTube how to set it up, so I don't think it was perfect.
yeah, Floyd's are. That's one of those things where I've
Yeah.
taken my own guitars for a very long time. I think I'm pretty good. Floyd's are a whole nother animal. You got to work
Well,
on those all the time
yeah.
to really
And-
be good with them.
And all Floyds are not created equal. I got one.
No.
Correct.
I got one of the really good Floyds from way back. My Floyd Rose was made in 1981, and it was the second generation. It was the first generation with the fine tuners. Before that, they didn't have fine tuners. Can you imagine that shit? And so yeah, the one that I got it's kind of needs some work done on it because it's really old and it's kind of corroded, because of my sweat and shit, But
Yeah.
I think
But it
that's
gets-
the problem with my guitars because my room gets that part of the house, that studio gets humid, and that's never good for guitars, right?
no,
No, bouncing around. That's
It's
you
not
know, I
good
was
for any
reading
instrument.
about the Denver sprout where the ends of the frets grow and everything. And I mean, I don't have any issue with my guitars, but my guitars have always been in Colorado. The guitars I used to tour with, I don't own any of those anymore. So they're just here, and I don't bounce them around. And it's a dry environment. But yeah, if you're taking them and the humidity is doing this, and they're in and out of the case, yeah, that can cause a lot of problems.
Same thing with any instrument.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, violins, they don't love that. Even the brass instruments.
yeah, I hate when violins get a fret sprout.
Yeah, yeah, that's a big problem with violins.
Big
Drum
problem
shells
with my
can work.
violin is when I actually play it. That's the big problem.
Yeah.
Right, it's sitting right here. I was playing it today. It's sitting right over here. I had it out today, and I'm sure my neighbours were very happy about it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
like,
my neighbours are just like, "Wow, that's a new sound."
not necessarily good. Yeah, well, again,
Oh yeah,
every time I go to the music store, I really want a mandolin because I love
Oh,
the
yeah.
sound of mandolins. And I go to the music store and I pick one up and I play with it for a minute and I go, this is like a chimpanzee, throwing poo.
oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, I mean, violin is a beautiful instrument. I can't play it. I can't play a mandolin. I want to, but I can't.
Drums warp out in cold and different temperatures. The shells
Oh, yeah.
warp.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
love that fluctuation. Yeah.
Humidity as well.
Temperature and humidity for pretty much any instrument. I can't think of one that maybe brass. You can get away with brass instruments that wouldn't be tweaked too much, but anything with wood, forget it. A wooden shell, a wooden instrument of any kind, pianos, whatever. You start messing with temperatures and humidity, they don't stay in tune. They, it's like they don't like it.
No.
I quit my band this week.
You quit?
Yeah,
Really?
it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's and like, they know how much I really love doing it and being involved in it, and it was pretty much my dream band, right?
Yeah.
Problem was that I don't have time.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
Unearthed changed everything.
Yeah.
And it's like I said to him, I'm like, look, guys, I had to make a decision on if I want to make a bit of extra money and live a bit easier. And I would have just been making that extra money from Unearthed and putting it into that. And that's not going to make any money. And the travel time and the gigs, it's just not going to, sometimes you just got to make hard decisions. And
Yeah.
Well, playing live is demanding, and it's like, and if you've got any kind of health issues at all, that can really take a toll, you know?
that was it. You should see the costume I was wearing.
I saw.
Oh, it's weird. It's this huge wedding dress with these goddamn pieces of foam and this giant rat head. It's fucking insane. You couldn't, like, I couldn't even just wear it walking around here. And being on a stage and singing, and, like, it would have killed me. But they're like, it's such a shame. But they've asked me, they still want me to record vocals on their albums and
That's cool.
vocals because they like what I've been doing. I'm like, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But the other thing we thought we might ask you, would you be interested in like running our social media and management and helping us with our image? And I was like, you know what, that sounds really exciting, but again,
Time.
Yeah.
and I'm not going to make money from it, right? I know that sounds really shitty, but
Well, no, but that's the reality. You know, I love being here and I love doing the thing, but I haven't been to your show in a week, Jade?
yeah,
Because
Yeah,
I've got a new job. Basically, I've taken over another magazine, and I got to buckle down during the day and really work.
Well-
And my buddy Torregrossa, he's in the same boat. We don't
Yeah.
see him that much because
No.
his business has really grown, and he just doesn't have the time.
Life gets in the way. That's what happens.
It does, and it sucks, but
I'm still going to have them come on the show for an interview. Like they're like, oh, do you still want to interview us? I'm like, absolutely.
oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's such a cool concept. I mean,
I
that
want to promote it. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're amazing. But it was. I had 2 weeks sitting there and getting messages. When you
Yeah.
just avoid something, and then finally he messaged me. He's like, "What's going on? Are we still friends?" I'm like, "Oh man, this is the hardest shit I've ever had to write." Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
do
what
the
it is.
same. Do the same thing. Procrastinate as long as you can on something
Yeah.
you're dreading.
But it's best to
Feel
just
better.
rip the Band-Aid off and
Yeah,
go,
I feel so
this is what it
good.
is.
Yeah, I feel like that weight's gone. And,
Yeah.
I don't know about
if
you,
I do
but-
some vocals on their new album. That's all cool too. Slam that out. I don't have to travel 2 hours to rehearsal and 2 hours back.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would just suck big time.
Yeah, too much travel.
I know with me, I would because it's really hard for me to make those kind of decisions. So I dwell on shit for days on end and
Yeah,
toss around.
me too.
Can I do it? Can I possibly do it? If I do this, can I do? If I did this, then maybe I could. And pretty soon you just come to realization that you just don't have fucking time to do it.
Yeah, Doug. Look, I know what I'm like, and as I'm writing it, and then he's writing back, I'm already going through the. Oh, but maybe I could. No.
Yeah, exactly. Bam!
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
Cut it off. Come on.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like-
I mean, I have the fat kid mentality. Cake and ice cream, I want to have both, but but you can't. Life doesn't work that way. And sometimes you have to say,
Well, the
what?
bad thing too is it was like your dream. It was like your dream band, and so
That's the thing, right?
yeah.
But I went and saw them do a gig. I've seen them do a few gigs, right? And again, that plays into it too. It's like they had like 100, 150 people, and I'm just looking at that going, is it worth 150 people? Right? It's pretty small, right? So for
Well,
all the work, right? So
I get
there's
more
that.
views than that on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, it's-
Well,
And
yeah.
I said to him in the message, I go and watch one of my opening hours. I'm sitting in a chair and singing, and by the second song, I'm like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Well, you got to be honest with yourself. Doing the videos, and again, it's part of this disease, unfortunately. But I'm doing the videos, and I'm singing, even though I'm not recording the singing, but I am singing along with whatever music I'm doing, and at the end of a couple takes, I'm fucking gassed.
Yeah.
Like, son of a bitch, I could not go out and play live right now because I don't have the endurance.
I'm gassed just taking a dump for crying out
Well,
loud.
you gotta think about it from the side of it's probably going to be what a 30-minute set if you went and played live. So you just sat there and recorded for like 30 minutes trying to get your vocals right.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar in that respect, but yeah, to your point, then I don't have to do a second set. If I nail the vocals, I'm done, and
Right.
I'm out.
Yeah, Gary, I agree. There's no super thanks after the gig either.
No,
And that's it. The other thing too is, and you're surrounded by booze,
Yeah.
and it's
And
taken me a
drugs.
long time to kick the booze and get off the booze, and I don't drink anymore. And even when I went one of the gigs, everyone's drinking afterwards, and I'm like, man,
yeah,
I'm
not
on
a
my
good
second one,
environment.
what's happening? And then you know pubs and booze. It sounds really tight of me, but like I come home, I'm sitting on the train going home, going, I had 3 beers. That was $34. What the fuck? You know?
I'm with you. I am a cheap ass in that respect. I go to the hockey games and everything, and I'll buy one whiskey there or something, and it's like, yeah, $20. It's like I'm halfway to a really good bottle of whiskey, and
Yeah.
that I'll drink for a month, and one drink, fuck you.
I'm so fucking cheap that I even, it's like, how much you want for this water again? It's like, it's water, for crying out loud. I'm not having a drink, I'm just drinking water. Have you ever been charged for water at a fucking bar?
Yeah, it's also like $10.
Yeah,
It's like, well, just add some fucking whiskey to it if I'm going to pay that much
yeah,
for it.
exactly.
I think I forgot also how much I hate drunk people when I'm out at a bar.
That's me in a
Yeah,
nutshell.
I
I do not
mean-
like drunks at all. It's
And they're like,
you know,
right here going, how are you? And you're like, why are you yelling at me, weirdo?
100%. As a person who likes to have a couple of beverages, I intensely dislike drunk people, including myself when I overserve.
Yeah,
So,
me-
yeah, no, not good.
I always stayed away from the bar.
yeah,
I
me
was
too.
never a big drinker.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
again, some people that's just not their thing, and it's good to know that.
I tried to be a big drinker, but I failed.
It looks like you've acquired some new guitars there, by the way. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
look at he's got his collection's
Yeah.
awesome, right?
Can I try that one at the back? So
That one?
I promise I won't play Stairway to Heaven.
The red one?
Yeah, you say that, but
We all do it.
Yeah, too
well,
bad these
I
were-
don't because I forgot how to play it. So
I do have one good. I do have one guitar that I do need to play that just kind of sits around, and doesn't do shit because, and the reason why it doesn't do shit is because it's a drop D tuning, and I don't have a bass to go with it, So what am I gonna do? So it doesn't get played. Kind of
Tune your
silly.
bass to drop D.
It's a drop C. I mean, I said drop D. I meant drop C. So it's like
that's
way.
that's really dropped. Yeah, that's like
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be a metal guitar that doesn't do much metal at all. It doesn't do much of anything, really. It just sits there and tries to be pretty, but it's pretty fucking ugly, actually. But, so I do have one guitar that doesn't do anything.
Well, I
Actually,
think we all have the one, and again, that's what I traded the one telly that I had, and I love tellies, but man, this one, it was a custom guitar, and it had like coil tap pickups and had a lot of cool features. But I'm a dumbass bass player, and I couldn't figure out how to run half of it, and I just wasn't getting any use out of this guitar, as nice as it was, and so out it went, and got the the semi-hollow body here, and I use this guitar all the time. Absolute win. So, got rid of something that I did not use very often to something that I use all the time, and it just it makes sense for me. And again, I don't have a big place here, so storage is an issue. So guitars that I don't use, it makes no sense for me to have.
Yeah.
That's how I was when I was in my old house with the drums. I had a whole set sitting in a bathroom because I didn't have any room for it anywhere else.
They were your
So-
shitty drums?
They were what?
I said they were your shitty drums?
No,
No,
actually.
that was bad joke. Bad joke.
No, yeah.
Bathroom.
Well, I do have one set that's like old, so it doesn't sound as good anymore. But no, the ones that were in the bathroom, it was. So in my old room, I used to put 3 drums and stack them behind me in my videos, and those 3 drums would go into the bathroom when I got done playing because I had no room. I couldn't get out of my drum room, so I had to move them to get out.
Yeah, that's
But-
we do.
Three drum sets, and one of them is the first kit I ever got, so I'm not gonna sell that one. The second one, it's not the greatest sounding kit, but I don't want to sell it because I feel like sometimes maybe I could set up a practice kit or something and utilize it over there. I don't know. So,
Yeah.
but I only have 3 drum sets.
Yeah, I was looking at my rim shot, and I don't know what happened to my sound. All I got is like,
Bruh.
That's
yeah.
I'm not looking. I'm going to have to take apart my studio in probably 2 weeks.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for the tile.
They're
Yeah.
coming to do the floor.
Yeah.
I'm so not looking forward to that day.
No.
But you know what? All right. I think I got to change my mindset and talk it into. This would be a good chance. Oh, no, who am I kidding? It's not going to
To
work.
redo it the way you
Put it back together and recable
right way.
everything neater and all that kind of stuff. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, we all have big plans.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to clean my office here and organize it, and I just threw up a green screen instead. Fuck it.
I've been meaning to take that one computer and take it apart and blow it out, but I gotta dig it out first, and it's like, son of a bitch, there's so much shit piled on top of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like crucial things, like,
Yeah. Indeed. Hey, Hugh Caldwell, what's going on? Good morning.
you.
Morning,
You
evening.
don't lead Zach down the path of taking drugs. and drinking.
No, that's right. Zach is a fine young man. Let's not. I mean, we've already corrupted him with guitar playing and going live. Let's try and keep it there.
Yeah, no, I don't advocate any of this crap. I
Yeah,
just-
don't become an old scumbag like the rest of us, Zach.
Yeah. What is it tonight? We're trying to convert Frank back onto.
Yeah, let's. Hey,
yeah. I had no part of that.
I've really never intended to be that kind of influencer. I
Yeah,
try
I
and
was
be a
talking.
positive.
I was talking about Hugh, or not Hugh, Rhett. When I said that, so there was nothing to do with Frank.
Yeah, he just got confused and said Frank when he
there's
meant Brett. Hey, Lila, what's going on?
Yeah.
Workapalooza, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was doing at Gmail last week. That first hour and a half of the show, I gotta finish this shit before I can go up.
Thank God you got up there, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well-
And you too, Oogie. You changed the whole dynamic of where it was.
And if you wouldn't have showed up, I wouldn't have went on, because it's like because we were talking back, and it's like, yeah, if Chris or Dom show up, then I'll go on. But if they don't show up, I don't know about this. It's like,
like I likened it to the health club, at January 3rd, everybody will come in and I'm going to get fit. And 2 weeks later, you'll never see any of these people again. So,
yeah.
and the old
Yeah, there were some
hardcore
people I
guys,
never saw before, ever they're kind of
which is nice. It's always nice to get new people up and,
Yeah.
see what's going on. But I love being there, and checking the playback, as we discussed at the beginning of the show. I was reasonably pleased with how I
That's-
played, and
That's what I wanted to talk about when you were talking about it. It's like, I gotta get on here because it's like, I don't. Well, I watched the replay and I just beat myself up about it, but because I'm going, oh, like last weekend I was just like, oh my god, what's sloppy playing? I was pretty sloppy last weekend. I mean, I really was, and so, which really kind of bothers me, when I'm like just doing that shit, but it's like, okay, well, that's not gonna stop me from going back on again, It's like, but it's like, okay, well, clean up your act a little bit, get your sound dialed in. It's like you're kind of overpowering the backing music, and so I do the same thing like what you were talking about, Chris. It's like when I look at it, I watch it to improve what I just got done doing. Try to make it a little bit better. And my settings, Mr. Smith was talking about. Well, once you dial it in, well, that's great if you don't use your shit for anything but streaming. But I use my stuff for recording and a bunch of other things, and I don't use the same settings for everything. So
Take a photo.
That's what I was kind of trying to talk to him about.
Take a photo of your settings. I
used to do that.
I have a folder in my photo album which just has photos of my desk and for certain things. The other thing too is to just record yourself in what on your computer before you go live. Just record yourself doing something to make sure. I do that so often, right? We'll just, or like if I had a practice run with Denise when she came on the show.
Right.
And was recording the whole time we were doing it, and then put her on hold for a second. Was just like, just let me listen back to what worked, where we were and what worked.
I think that's absolutely critical. Every single time, at least like 10, 15 times, I'll go in, record, make sure it sounds. Oh, that didn't sound good. Go back and record it again. Okay, how does this sound? And do that until I know that the sound's right. And then once it's good, I'm like, okay, now I can go live.
Because that's what's going out, man. That is what's going out, right?
Yep.
For drums, though, that's just a total bitch, man. I can't think of any instrument worse to try and do that on than drums.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is very difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but
it's just
even
less
for
control.
even for guitar or for any instrument, whatever you're playing, if you're planning on going live, just record yourself a bunch of times locally on your PC before you hit that go live button, so that way you know how it sounds before you go live.
But for drums, it's like there's a lot of work in getting that honed in. I mean, much more than any other instrument, I think.
I mean, again, earlier I was talking with Mr. Smith, and he's using a mixer, so apparently for him it's really easy to just set his mixer and go. Me, I'm using an interface, so every single time, yes, I'm having to like mute things and do things, and it's.
But
it's
I mean, I'm thinking like the very first time you ever set things up, not once you kind of get things dialed in, then it's a lot easier. But when you first initially set shit up, I remember setting drums up, and it took me 3 days to hone the fucking things in, But that was back a long time ago, before digital world was really taking over everything. But
yeah. I don't, I mean, I knew, because I was in the old house, I knew how my drums were set up, so I basically just, I remember, even when the first time I ever set my drums up, when I came back to playing, I remembered from like 10, 15 years ago when I was playing in a band, because I was sitting with the guy that was recording us, and I remembered, okay, bass drum, and I remembered kind of a basic setup, so for me, but someone like you maybe that doesn't play drums and trying to hone in those certain sounds and not being experienced with it or having that experience, it might be a little bit more difficult. I would say it took me about 3 days to a week to set up, but that was for like making sure the snare drum was like, millimeters away from the toms and stuff like that, so that I could, make better use of my ergonomics, if you will, for playing on the kit. So that's kind of mostly what took the longest in honing in. The sound, again, had that.
I'm pretty sure with Smith too, like as you said, he's old school, he's got a desk. But I'm pretty sure most of the times I've seen his desk, he's got masking tape everywhere on that, bit of masking tape and a pen, and he's very old school.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the way we did it back in the day. We
You
had that.
can't go past
that's
masking tape, man.
yeah, that strip of tape, and we'd mark the levels for the various things.
I
But
remember
if you can avoid it, set your interface and to the proper level, and then leave that the fuck alone, and then do any little adjustments in either your mixer or your DAW.
Yeah, actually, because I don't actually have all my interface levels completely balanced perfectly.
Yeah.
But in my recording since I have the templates and I set everything, and they're all a little bit off from each other. So you just adjust it within the time. I'm not going to sit here and go through each mic on the interface and then, what I have to like record on the phone as I'm over there hitting my drums, and then come back and watch this
Yeah.
watch the video to see what my levels were like on the interface because I
yeah.
can't see them,
Right.
So it's just like, that's a lot of work. I'll just adjust it real quick in the DAW.
I remember the most magical unit that I discovered in drums was gating. Once I figured out how to gate drums, like how to gate snare from kick and tom, it was like all of a sudden everything became so much easier,
Yeah.
Yeah, I use the gate, but sometimes I can say I don't like to use the gate very much.
Really?
It depends on the song. And
Yeah.
if it's like an 80s ballad or something like
Well,
that.
that's it. 80s gated drums. That's what it is.
Well, that's when you're really using the gate for an effect, but I would use them just to isolate the snare from the kick so that the microphone wouldn't bleed, so I wouldn't get the kick microphone picking up the snare, I mean, that was how I was using the gate. I wasn't using it for the effect that they used it back in the 80s, but...
Well, when I do my mix, I do an overall mix, so in an 80s song, I'm actually not using a gate because I'm just mixing the overall sound because I want all of the extra nuances from all the other drums so that it gives me like that natural reverb kind of sound a little bit. So I want everything picking up everything and get that big sound. If I was doing more metal and stuff like that, that's where I apply more EQ, more scooping out the mids, getting rid of all the extra stuff because that's when I want everything to sound really tight. But 80s ballads, man, just leave it open and let them rip.
Absolutely. Well, here's what you need to do. You need to invite your mother up for dinner and then feed her a nice meal and then sit her behind the kit and make her whack the drums, and then you can do the adjustments.
Yeah.
That
was always the hardest part, is getting help to do that stuff,
Yeah, just there you go. Have mom
Snare,
up.
kick, snare, kick, snare. It's like people, after about 2 hours of that shit, they start hating you,
Yeah. Nah, yeah. I do it on myself, but
That's why it's a good. That's why maybe your mom might be a good candidate for that, because she'll always love you, no matter.
Yeah, well, that's
it.
like a $300 expense. So,
But you only have to do it once. Allegedly.
yeah.
All right. Well, here's what I need folks to do. Jade, let's start with you. Tell everybody what you're doing tomorrow and the rest of this week, because I like to promote things and I'm friggin' useless because I have been so off YouTube. I don't know what anybody's doing this week.
Muted?
Yeah,
She's
There we
muted,
go.
yeah.
I got you now.
Heard the
I think I'm
day.
back. Yeah. I was trying
Yeah.
to change her headphones. What am I doing this week? Oh, right. Am I back?
Wait. Yes, you're
Yes,
back
you
in.
are.
We know you've got Unearthed. Tell us
Unearthed.
about Unearthed tomorrow.
Yes. Unearthed is a lot of songs this week. Sponsored by Wolfstone Studio because it's their week for the charity, their equivalent of the charity album. Lots of good songs. Really good stuff. So that's on at 6 p.m. Eastern, as usual. I'm on before that, a couple of hours before, working on my new band thing, this metal doom thing. The weekend, opening hours, a request show. The rant. What is happening on the rant this week? I think the rant is going to be about health.
Okay.
And yeah, lots of app reviews and Ron and lots of app stuff this week because Fab Filter dropped Pro C3, their new compressor. So that just dropped last night.
Oh,
And Ron and Jenny are joining me for a Creator Rewind.
cool.
Okay. Oh, nice.
That's pretty much what's happening.
All right.
Wow,
Well, that's good stuff.
That's a loaded agenda there.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff. In a couple of weeks, too, I'll let you know. In a couple of weeks, what is it? The 5th, I think, of February. One of the acts I had on Earth called Culver Luis. I think they were on episode 3 or 4. The last act, there was like a female metal band.
Mm-hmm.
Really, and all the video clip, there's all flames everywhere. She was on fire in it and stuff. They're coming on the show. That's massive. I can't believe it. And,
Very cool.
Black Shape have confirmed they're coming on the show as well for an interview. We're just setting a date. So
Cool.
lots of cool interviews coming.
Ah, now see, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. As you know, I love your interviews, even when I can't be there live. So.
It's just nice to get some big acts coming
Oh
on.
yeah, absolutely.
Unearthed is doing what it was meant to do, thankfully.
Ah, that's good news.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dougie, what are you going to do this week?
Well,
Changing
I'm probably going to be working on. I started working on some new material, and so probably going to be working on that a little bit. Honing it. I've been learning the Tonex pedal. I finally got some time to actually spend a little bit with that.
Nice.
And the more I learn, the more I love it. And yeah, just kind of getting things dialed in a little bit, and it's the weird thing about here is like we just got hit with this cold wave, but before that, it's just been unseasonably warm here, and I was looking outside going, if something doesn't happen here real soon, I'm gonna have to go out and mow my lawn. It's like,
Yeah. Crazy, right?
It's crazy. It's winter,
Yeah,
but
the weather has been weird in the West. There ain't no doubt about it.
definitely, yeah.
How about you, James? What do you have on agenda for this next week?
Well, as far as uploads go, or things that are being released, Sunday I am doing the follow-up of the Spinal Tap song. I'm doing a drum cover version of that.
Nice.
Cool.
And then, of course, Wednesday we'll follow up with the drums-only version of that. And tons of collaborations and things going on behind the scenes as well. So.
Very cool. Well, I gotta thank you again for suggesting that Spinal Tap song. I had a friggin' blast doing that. Damn, that was fun. So
Yeah, it was a
thank
fun
you for
video.
suggesting it, and and thanks for all the great work you did. I love that video. That was kick ass.
Was that the one with the burning boots?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Burning stockings and
Yeah.
it was
Burning
just it was just friggin' fun, right?
I took Chris's lyrics for that song. Well, not Chris, Spinal Tap, but all the stuff that they were saying, and then I put it into AI, and then I made it, and said make this animated and all that stuff. So I took the idea of the song and of the lyrics and put them there, so it gave that kind of look. But yeah, anyways, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It was big
It
fun.
was fun. Yeah.
Big fun indeed. Well, I'm going to be probably joining Lori tomorrow, Friday, on her show, the Freedom Show. I think, allegedly. Again, I don't know. I'm just going to show up like I usually do. And I plan on being at Gmail Saturday. But, I plan a lot of things and sometimes they don't happen. But that's my plan anyway. And I'll be working in Logic, and every day I'm going to try and learn what I know how to do in GarageBand, or something that I wanted to do in GarageBand. It wasn't quite capable of it, so I'll try and learn that, and I'll be doing that for the next several months, and maybe I'll get decent at it in 6 months or so. But that's what's up. Well, I will leave everybody with this thought. Thank you for being here. We had a great crowd all night.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for-
I'm going to fire up a song, and I think, because I saw Huey, I'm going to do the song he and I did together, because I'm really stinking proud of this song. And, just kind of a little different for both of us, because it's kind of in a country feel, and I'm not particularly a country guy, but this is kind of a country song, and I like doing it. So here's Kentucky Girl with my good buddy Hugh Caldwell. And you folks in the chat, you make this show. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you this week. Be well, everybody.
See ya.
See you
Bye-bye.
guys.
Kentucky girl, I got you on my mind. Kentucky girl, I miss you all the time. Won't you come on down to Memphis, save me from this grind? Kentucky girl, your kisses are so sweet. Kentucky girl, you knock me off my feet. Why don't you take your daddy's pickup truck, drive on down to Tennessee? We were together, happy for so long, till the job took me away. The only thing between us is some old state line. Yeah, we've got to find a way to be together down here in Tennessee. Make your way to me, Kentucky girl. What more can I say? Kentucky girl, I need you here today. We can go on down to Beale Street and dance the night away. I've been down here working for so long, and I miss you night and day. The only thing between us is some old state line. Girl, we've got to find a way